And we are live. What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday, another Wednesday. Today is what? It's the first Wednesday of the month. Happy, what are we in, May? May 3rd? I never know what day of the week it is anymore. It just feels like a big blur. I hope everyone is doing well. Today we are going to be doing part 5 of the SIBOOR V0.2 build. It doesn't feel like it's been 5 weeks of working on this printer to me, but the numbers don't lie. So yeah, we're continuing today. Last week we got the X-axis done. We got the belts routed, which took, I think, a little bit longer than I'd expected. And then we got the bed installed. The only thing I've done off stream is I attached the cable chain. I had to actually de-pin one of the plugs. It wouldn't fit through the cable chain. And so the only thing that I think is kind of odd, oh man, I've got a lot of, I think I drank my coffee too quick. So the only thing I think, hey, Gary, thanks for becoming a member. Cheers. The only thing I think is odd is that the cable chain, which I've checked it a few times, made sure it has the correct amount of links so that way the X extrusion doesn't hit the top of it. Hey, Dominic. Oh, you got a, oh, gifted membership. Cool. Gary, thanks for the gift. Dominic, you got the membership. Thank you. The only thing I think is weird is that when I go down a little bit, let's see if I can get this to go down. It sort of like goes off to the side right here, and it doesn't look that great. Like you can see the slop, and I don't know if it's like this specific cable chain or if that's just the way the 0.2 cable chain kind of tends to fall. It's not really a big deal, and I'm pretty convinced I've done the correct amount of links. Again, I've checked it a few times. But yeah, that's the only thing I've done off stream is basically get that cable chain installed. And today the game plan is we get the mini Stealthburner completely assembled and gosh, I need to slow down and catch my breath. We get the mini Stealthburner completely assembled and installed on the printer. That's the game plan. My mom and dad flew in yesterday and it's been incredible. It was so cool to see them meet Jackson and for Jackson to meet them. And because of that, I'm not gonna do an incredibly long stream today. It'll probably be somewhere in the ballpark of 2 to 3 hours. So pretty standard really. We just won't be doing like a 5-hour, which we've done at least one of during this build here. So who's all here today? We've got Nice is in the house. We've got Make RS, Jose, what's going on? Nick, Zombie. Zombie is our new mod, so thank you, Zombie, for taking care of bots and all sorts of other things. We got a new member. Hey, Matthew, thank you for the gifted sub. It looks like Jack got the membership. Congratulations, thank you. BB's is in the house. I think I said Nice, but we'll say Nice again. I saw Lisa was here, Alien's here, Eggy's here, a lot of people. Christmas came early for some people. Yeah, hey, Tunky. So what else did I wanted to say today? What else? Oh, another thing I wanted to say was Ted. I saw Ted was here at least a moment ago. Ted sent some cool small little LEDs for the mini Stealthburner, which I didn't even realize before Ted had reached out that there, or before he had mentioned it in stream that there was a slot for some little LEDs. So I'm not going to install them today when we build this. I'm going to wait because I'm going to build it completely stock. And then afterwards, the things we'll be doing is installing Nevermore, installing LEDs and some stuff like that. But yeah, major thank you. These look awesome. He sent me a video of them in action and he sent me the pinout, which is great. Very nice and blown up for my, my eyes not being very good. You can see all the details. So really looking forward to getting this installed. And yeah, he sent me some videos of his in action, and holy crap, they are very, very bright. So incredibly excited. I am a sucker for LEDs. Alan Pound, thank you very much for becoming a member. So David's in the house, Mouse FPV, wish those LEDs were listed in the bomb. Yeah, I didn't know they were even a thing until he mentioned it. I was like, oh, I didn't realize that there was a variant that had LEDs. What's up, Miller? Aaron's in the house, what's going on? Zombie is a mod. This is going to be a Swatch truck. Yep. Alrighty, so like I said, the goal today is to get the mini Stealthburner assembled. Let's see. Oh, exciting stuff. I did get tracking from Fabrico for the 2.4. So that'll probably be here between now and next Wednesday. We won't be starting it next Wednesday. Next Wednesday will be like a final V0.2 stream where I'll probably do some of the wiring on my own time off stream. And we'll kind of get it finalized, do some printing, kind of hang out before we start the 2.4. The only thing I don't know, let me go really quick back to myself. The only thing I don't know is Fabrico, they offer print services, and as part of the build, he was going to be sending the ABS for the entire build. I was just gonna do black and red, like traditional Voron colors. I'm not sure what the status is on the printed parts. So if there's a delay on the printed parts, then we might end up doing something else on next week's, or the following week's stream. But we'll figure it all out. Regardless, we have tons of fun stuff to do. I got the AnchorMake M5 out of the box, and they have a crazy update that allows it to print very fast. And then I got the Creality K1 is supposed to be getting delivered today as well. So like we have lots of fun things to play around with, and there's also other projects. But 2.4 is officially shipped, so I am super excited to build that with you guys. So Fabrico is bae. Yeah, Fabrico's awesome. Their booth looked incredible at Rocky Mountain. They had 2 Mercury 1.1s, they had a K3, they had a Snake Oil XY, I think they had a salad fork, and I'm sure they had more, probably a couple other Vorons as well. But yeah, Fabrico's awesome. So today we're going to be doing the print head. I think this will probably take a big chunk of today's stream. I did check beforehand that this is going to require some work. So the end of the gear shaft is a bit too long. I did print out this jig already. It wasn't included with the kit, but I did print it out, and so we'll sand that. And then also both of the shafts on the end are a little bit too wide, so we'll also sand those down to allow the bearings to slide on without a whole lot of force. This is not something I had to do with the LDO kit, but it is something I had to do with the self-source kit. So I've done this once before. SIBOOR did reach out to me just asking how things were going, and I let them know about this and sent them the schematics for this, just saying, hey, the end of it needs to be 3 and your guys' is like 3.25 or something like that, and that the ends were a little bit too wide. So the person that reached out to me said they were going to send it to their engineer, so hopefully that's something that they can revise. It's not the end of the world, but it's certainly an added chore, I guess we'll go with that word. It's an added chore that, you know, would be nice if you didn't have to do. So let's see. Hey, what's going on, Balin or Ballant? A couple FPVs. We've got mouse FPV and dismantled FPV. About to order the V0.2S from Fabrico, printing the parts now for my V0.1. Nice. Congrats on the V2.4. Is this a Fabrico version or an LDO? It should be an LDO version, Luke. It was a collaboration, the build is being sponsored by LDO and Fabrico, so I imagine it's the LDO. It's supposed to be their latest one that has the Revo and the touchscreen by default, so we'll have Clipper screen and the Revo, which I'm super excited about, especially considering Revo High Flow was just announced, which is awesome. Is your cable chain on backwards? I don't think so. When are you redoing ERCF? I'm starting today. I'm gonna reprint all the parts out nice, so I don't exactly know when we're going to be restarting it. But yeah, I want to reprint all the parts. I'm gonna do that in a different color, and I also,
doing ERCF? I'm starting today. Smiley face, playful face.
Playful face. Thank you for the €2. Nice. Yeah, I want to reprint all the parts out because I don't have enough of the accent color, and I don't like the way the tolerances turned out when I printed them. So I'm going to be doing them in pop pink, Polymaker ABS, ASA, and black. Yeah, Reb C Delmar, that's right. Yep. Reb C. Yep. I thought the locked side goes near the termination point. Cable chain is right. Okay, so this is right. One second. Let me see if I can get off of auto. I looked at the instructions a few times, and that doesn't mean that I still didn't do it correctly. Like I'm not. I have no shame saying that I looked at the instructions a couple times and still did it wrong. It wouldn't be the first time, but as far as I know, it seems correct, because like when you go all the way to the top, oh, this is all the way to the top. All the way to the top, it looks perfect. It's just like once you start getting down a little bit, it starts to get just this little bit of kind of bend that's doesn't look super nice. Again, I think with the back pan, like black on black, you won't really be able to tell. And I'm totally nitpicking. It is not a big deal, but just because, you know, we've been working on this now for 5 weeks, and I wanted to make sure I had it looking as nice as possible. So cable chain went the other way on the V02, rolls into the side. I had to redo the cable chain on 2.4 because it was the opposite way. Yeah, I think this is fine. I like the cable chain. Yeah, so I think it's fine. I just need to get over it, and I probably will forget it. I scratched one of the extrusions also when we were doing something, and I already forgot about it, so I brought it up right now. So it's not that big of a deal, but yeah, I noticed it, and anyways, let's put that on the ground for now. And let's get started. I'm gonna have to turn autofocus back on. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's week? Did you order, I think that, who said that they were gonna be building a Micron? Is that Delmar or Aaron? I feel like last week somebody in here said they were printing out parts for a Micron. Okay, so let's do some of this, the heat insert stuff. We'll try to do all the heat inserts at once. So this part needs heat inserts. These parts do. Cable chain is correct. Okay, cool. I thought it was right. I think it's either just the cable chain or the cabling inside of it that's putting a little bit of, maybe a little bit of push on them because they are really thin chains, making them go the side like that. But who knows? After running them up and down enough times, maybe it'll change. Okay, it was Aaron. Yep. I was like, I know somebody said that they were building a Micron. Nice. What's the status? Are you done printing out parts, or are you still working on it? Fans are duds also. You're saying the fans in this kit aren't good? Oh, Hotton is a dud. So is the BMG gear bearing setup. Huh. We shall see how it goes then. What was the issue with the bearings? Like the actual, you said gears too, right? Are these guys the issue, or you mean the actual long shaft of it? Hey, Scott's in the house. What's going on? You have a Micron Plus plan. Damn, Zombie, you've what is it? Drinking the Kool-Aid. I think that's the saying. Zombie has drink the Kool-Aid. I saw that you got a Trident that showed up too, man. All right, this is going there. That needs some heat inserts. And what else? What else? No more heat inserts there. No more heat inserts there. Is that it? Guess you guys can look at what I'm doing versus looking at boring math.
Are nice, but they are tools, not jewels.
Hey Trail, thank you very much for the $5 donation. Clean printers are nice, but they are tools, not jewels. I agree. I definitely, I try to take pride in them, especially on the custom builds, but at the end of the day, yes, they are going to get dirty and things are going to happen. Somebody commented on the Mercury 1.1 video that the printer looks so nice that they just want to put it on the shelf and not print with it. And I'm like, oh no. Although I kind of understand in a way, but yeah, no, we at least tried to start them off on the correct, start them off correctly, and then whatever happens after that's fine. Okay, so it looks like that is it. I was just making sure. I don't want to bounce back and forth between doing all the heat inserts. So it looks like all the heat inserts are at the beginning. Wow, I scrolled back way too far. Here we go. All right. Heat inserts are out. Let's get our soldering iron. I like panic cleaned before my parents showed up, so that way it looks kind of like I've got things, my life sort of figured out. Basically, it was just me putting a couple printers in the garage instead of the office and like scattering things in the closet. I was like, where did I put the Polymaker filament? Just, yeah, a little chaotic. All right, let's get this in. Tools, not jewels. I'm good. Yeah, fan Hotton and BMG gear done. Okay. We'll see. Well, at least that's all toolhead things. So if that does end up being the case, I could very easily swap those things out. I'm hoping that's not the, like, what, out of curiosity, what was the issue, Jack, with your hot end? Because I'm like, on paper, this hot end looks sweet, right? Like the heatsink looks fine. It's got a round ceramic heater, hard steel nozzle. I think it's a bimetal heat break. Maybe I can't tell if it is or not. Like, it looks good. So what is the issue? Is it just low flow? Was there something else? Bearing is pressed on the shaft, is too long, or while gears is on the wrong. White gear is on in the wrong direction. Oh no. That's not good if that's the case. Hold on, let me look at the bearing. Okay, it looks like it's the correct direction. I will say that, so yeah, one thing that he's saying is when this gear showed up, or when this showed up, there was a bearing already on this part of the motor shaft, and it was really stuck on there. Like, I had to use a spatula to pop it off. So I don't know why they installed that, but yeah, so far this is the biggest thing that needs to be corrected in this kit that I've seen, is this guy. It's just not great. Again, I've had to sand them before when I self-sourced it, but at this point, I think that they either should be able to machine these correctly or source them correctly. You know, I couldn't imagine them being very expensive. I think it was Ted that sent me a link that they were like 99 cents the other day, and I think they were authentic BMG for this specific one. So, hot and worked for oh god, worked for 2 minutes, then dead as a doornail. Okay, I'll have to figure it out. That's not what not what we want. Hey, higher Dan. Thank you very much for the, I think it's pounds, 10 pounds. I appreciate it. Cheers. Oh, so many Dans. We got higher Dan, and if I remember correctly, last week's stream giveaway, the Polymaker winner, his name was Dan the Man. a lot of us Dans out here. Okay, so let me get going on these. So it looks like 3 of these guys. 1 second, zoom in a little bit more. And then actually we'll turn off autofocus because it's gonna freak out a little bit. Let's do a couple things here. Let's turn off autofocus, and then let's change our depth of field ever so. Is this the right button? That is the wrong button. This is not the camera. How the heck? I'm so used to using my new camera, I don't actually remember where the adjustment wheel is. All right, we're gonna leave it like that. I just don't want it constantly focusing on my hand, at least. Okay, so 3 heat inserts here. It's a bummer about the hot end and the fans, really. But again, I'm at least happy so far. Everything's been fine. So if for some reason some of the toolhead parts are not great, I'll end up redoing the toolhead. And I've got a few options here. I've got a Revo micro that's been sitting. I've got a XG from Drop Effect, and I've got a Dragonfly. So we have choices. Did you get the metal standoffs with your kit? Can you check? Metal standoffs. Where for the hot end? Like spacers? Hey, what's up, Daniel? Another Daniel. Hey, Quinn. I don't know about the standoffs. I'm not entirely sure. I can see when we get to the part maybe that needs them. But if they're the, so like, there's these, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's nylon columns. I don't know if those are the standoffs you're thinking of, possibly. Hey, what's up, Mitch? I am super excited for Revo High Flow. I am super, super excited. Yeah. What are the standoffs for? Jack, you're saying you got them. Hey, Steve's in the house. What's going on, Steve? Happy Wednesday. Oh, crap. Okay. This, 1 second. This part is very close. Since Steve is here, quick updates, because we've been talking a bit about the VZBot build we're going to be doing. We chatted a bit more, and the biggest thing is, since we're building a 235, is that we have to obviously have the kits available. So we've been trying to figure out kind of a rough timeline, and it sounds like, based off the info we're getting right now, it's likely a couple of months out before the Mellow 235 kits are available. So that's the latest, and when we do have like actual info, for like when we're going to be doing the streams and all the clap stuff, we'll let you guys know. But the first thing we need to do is just figure out, you know, when we get shipping information or when their production is done on the 235s. Revo High Flow looks like a pressed nozzle, like Obsidian with large diameter. Yeah, so they showed, I'll show you guys this because it's kind of cool and it's related. But E3D did a, I believe, live stream is what it was earlier today. And let me see if I can find it on their channel. Okay, so Nero got one. Lucky. They posted a photo. 1 second, let me go back to the side view really quick. I know I liked it at some point today, I think, so I should be able to show it. Like, here we go. I did like a lot of printing stuff today. It was yesterday, right? It was yesterday they announced it. So a couple things. One, Drop Effect released a like super high flow. So this is the standard XG, and this is their. It sounds like there's two variants of the high flows. So what you see is the ultra high flow, which is slightly bigger than the high flow, which is smaller than the XG. So yeah, there's XG, which is what I have. I didn't even know there was the high flow. Now there's a super high flow. We talked with Mello, and the price for the VZ35 could also say it's $230. Only shipping is going to be cheaper. Interesting. I mean, in a way it makes sense because I feel like price, like it's not, depending on how much the scaling factor is, but going from 330 to 235 is probably a lot of very similar components, and their costs are probably quite inexpensive. So I'm not totally shocked. I'm not totally shocked. You need a heat set insert stand. Yeah, I've always done them like this, Mitch, and I've done like hundreds. And I'm not saying I won't ever burn myself because I've probably already burned myself. But so far I haven't minded. I just going for it. Here it is. Okay, this is what I was looking for. So basically, it looks to me like there's actually a better one that shows. Where's the better one? There we go. This one shows the details. So you have the actual like Revo nozzle setup, whatever this whole thing's called that we're used to seeing. But then you have, I believe this, so I think on the current ones, it's just a single chamber that goes all the way through to the end. I might be incorrect. I know that, I think it was Stefan, either Stefan or Tom cut one open. And so I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, that was the case. And so with this one, it looks like now there is a split geometry and then it comes back towards one, and this is an insert. So you can see there's kind of lines, there's lines here. So this is actually gonna be press fit, it seems like, into this cavity after the fact, but essentially it should work similar to what a CHT nozzle does. And if I'm not mistaken, I saw someone congratulating them on their partnership with Bondtech. So I imagine it is the exact same technology as what's in the CHT, which is exciting because the CHT has been a great way to pump some additional flow out of a hot end. And so the fact that we've got that now with this is sweet. So yeah, I'm quite excited to see. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I have been really happy with the standard Revo, although it doesn't have the highest flow. For most of my printers, for general printing, even pretty quick general printing, it's been great. But at the same time, for those that are trying to push things quicker, or if I'm just trying to really quickly knock out things, I could see it choking. So having, you know, whatever this will improve in flow is going to be a really nice thing to have. So it's exciting. So all their fancy multi-faceted geometry was built, and they just split the filament half. Oh, so all their fancy multi-faceted geometry was built, and they just split the filament half. I don't know. I haven't seen them say anything before, Marcus. I didn't even know the high flow was going to be a thing until I saw the 60-second highlights for Rocky Mountain that Jill did. Yeah, they definitely licensed it from them, I'm sure. Yep, partnerships avoid lawsuits. I agree. They partner with Bondtech, do their patents. Yep, that makes sense. I mean, I could possibly even see Revo or E3D partnering with Bondtech to, well, I guess this is that sort of middle ground gap. So, I mean, it's cool when companies work together. I think it's a great thing. So, they're both great companies. They make awesome products, and if they both have something to benefit from each other, then it's cool to see them, you know, do these sort of cross-pollination of their technologies. So, okay, on this guy, these little standoffs, we need to push it through. It looks like it seems like there's a support or something on the bottom here, which seems kind of odd given I don't see why you would need that on this, but oh, great. Maybe if I push it from this way. Their high flow is rocket shaped, it looks like. Yeah, I'm really, hold on a second. Wow, that is very stuck. Why? Okay, I think I'm going to drill that out. I think drilling it out is safer than trying to push it out because it's, I don't want to break the part. Let me see if I can find a drill bit. This looks a little bit too big. What is this? This is 4.8. So if we've got, oh, 4.5. Let's try this. You didn't get. Are these in place of these guys you're saying? No, I don't have black metal standoffs. I don't think so. I haven't seen. I guess the question I would have is, would they be in here or were they separate in yours? It doesn't go all the way through, just as deep as the heat set insert. What? Oh, it doesn't go all the way through. Interesting, so those shouldn't be even on there. Gotcha, so you're saying that like this isn't just an open cavity, there's actually solid on in the center there. No, there isn't any metal one, so that's kind of a bummer because these printed parts, let me see if I can try to pinch one. Like, I don't know if I'll be able to get them out, if I'm being honest. Let's see if I use these little needle tweezers, if I can sort of grab. There we go. Yay! All right, we did it. I used printed ones actually on the EVA 2.4 for the CAN bus portion of it, and I noticed that it created quite a bit of flex. So I'm not a huge fan of these either. This probably will be something that I will end up swapping out. There's supports like when they printed. Oh, you can't really see that, can you? Let's see. So it looks like these were printed with this side down, and I don't know why, but there was supports in that cavity. When I guess like a brim maybe could have been used if they needed help with adhesion, but there definitely didn't need to be any supports. So, how long are those? Could you use a 20mm aluminum standoff? These are. I don't know that I have really any standoffs. They're 20mm. Yeah. I don't think I have any aluminum standoffs, so I can order some. How much of a pain will it be to install this after? Like, remove it? So, based off of what I'm hearing or seeing, it sounds like the toolhead probably isn't great. So let's just build it. Let's build it the way that it is. This is how I got it, and we can. It sounds like we're probably going to be making changes to the toolhead, be it fans, be it hot end, be it these standoffs. So we'll do it as is. We'll see how it goes. It sounds like they're now including metal standoffs instead, not printed ones. So they've made a revision since I've gotten this. But again, like this is what I've got, so it's what we'll go with. Yeah, hardly a problem. Okay, yeah. Again, I think that based off what it sounds like a few people are saying, we'll probably at some point be revisiting the toolhead on this regardless. Well, we have to, right? I'm going to be installing those LEDs that you sent, Ted. So we'll be taking the toolhead apart anyway. And at that point, if this is proven to be an issue or just we're like, yeah, it needs some upgrades, we'll kind of do that all at one time. Hey, John. Oh, you got both? Must be nice. Okay, for these ones, now I'm nervous because Mitch talked about, Mitch said don't burn, and now this is like super small. So, all right, I'm gonna real focus here. Okay. We got one in. Let's do the other side. Oh no. All right. No pressure, yeah. It's always like that too, right? Like when you say like, oh yeah, I always do that. It's never a problem. Like the next time you're setting yourself up for failure. It's also like every time I say like, if I'm getting tired, I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna do one more thing or one more of this. That's when I always screw up. Like every single time, like, oh, just one last thing, it's fine. And then the last thing, you're like, nope, I should have called it. And you're like pissed after because you screwed the thing up. So let's see. All right, that should be fine. Oh no. Realize that all you can see is my hands. Here, let's see. Cool, there we go. All right, the V0's T stability definitely would take my time. Yeah, no fancy heat insert tip. No, I love this. This iron has been my heat insert iron. So I got this when I started on YouTube like 10 years ago. This company, Joby Systems, was like one of the first companies to reach out and actually sponsor me. And they sponsored me with this soldering iron. And it's complete. Oh, here we go. Here's the wheel. It's I want to make it a little, change the f-stop. It's a little bit too bright. They sponsored me with this soldering iron, and it's totally proprietary, so I'm not going to do it right now because it's hot. But if you grab this, it actually pulls out, and the soldering iron goes all the way down here. And it is the fastest heating up iron I've ever used in the whole 10 years. And it was my primary iron for a long time, but the tip that I was using for most of the regular soldering was, gosh, brain farting here. It went bad, basically. So then I had this one on, and this one has worked so well with all the heat inserts. I've used it for every single build I've done, and just things don't stick. It heats up really quick. So yeah, I love this. This soldering iron is specifically for that. The actual, my primary soldering iron is this guy. So we have this one, and I have this AU one, which has a slightly larger tip on it. This is what I use for when we're actually doing soldering. So this is just a dedicated heat insert iron. Hey, what's up, Viking? Mobot used to use soup cans for heat inserts. Exactly, exactly. I saw somebody posted in the Mobot Discord the other day. God, it was, I don't know if it was it wasn't a bamboo printer, but it was some printer that was like Core XY, and they were using 3 cream of mushroom soup cans to like tram the bed, and it made me so happy. This is awesome. Hey, Dutch. Okay, so we've got heat inserts. We did that. So one here. All right. Is a pencil iron the, is that the name of the rechargeable one? The rechargeable one looks cool. I've heard really good things about some of the little rechargeable ones that are wireless. A little bit further. A little bit further. That's good. Push it down too. Okay, and then the last one we need is this one, and this one needs quite a few. So there is 1, 2, and in the pocket. So let's put them first. Yeah, soldering iron burns suck. I will say that I have absolutely experienced plenty of soldering iron burns. Hey, what's up, Nuno? Yeah, when I was first learning how to solder, I was doing a lot of video game hacking and modding stuff, and some of the things I was soldering are really tiny pads, like under the CPU or GPU of a game console. I mean, really tiny, delicate stuff. And I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and so I was trying to hold the tiny wires as close as I could to the pad to keep it in place, and there was many times where I'd burn myself, and like it instantly, your skin like instantly turns burnt color, and it hurts for like sometimes days. Like you feel quite, yeah, I'm not a fan of soldering iron burns. It's not something that I care to, usually by the time you feel the burn, It's like pretty bad. Yeah, not a fan. 10 out of 10 would not recommend. Also, was Liz in the house? I think I saw Liz. Hi, Liz, if you're here. Hey, Skydown, what's going on? Once we're done with these, it'll be no more heat insert simulation. We'll get to actually doing some stuff. Okay, and then 2 on the bottom, just these guys right here. So I'll be holding those. Out of curiosity, did anybody see Nathan Builds Robots video on the K1? If so, what are your thoughts on the printer from what you saw? I know that the big thing, I think it was, well, I know Nero pointed out a crooked belt path, and the reason for the crooked belt path was discovered that the pulleys were for like 9mm belts, but the belts they're using were 6mm, which gives them enough room to slide up and down. Hey, yeah, it was Liz. Hi, happy Wednesday. Steve says back to it, have fun. I'll try to pop back in later. Sounds good. It won't be a super long stream, so if not, no worries, but we'll keep a lookout. Not yet. Did anyone not see that video? We watched it on my stream. You need Vector 3D's OCD. Oh, the insertion tool. No, I just, I don't think I would end up using it. It's too large. Like, it's pretty big, right? Because it's this thing that holds your iron. And I don't have a lot of places for tools like that. So I can see myself getting it, building it, putting it on a shelf, and then never using it again. I've used just the iron and by hand for, you know, so many heat inserts now that it's just my preference. I feel very comfortable doing it, especially with this iron. I understand like why people like that. Certainly if you're just starting out and you haven't done a lot, I can see it being easier. Or it was just like a repetitive task all day long. Like let's say you have a product and you need to use heat inserts. I can see something like that being helpful, but it hasn't been really that big of a deal. The real Sam Brentis is unboxing a K1. Yeah, I did see
My CAN bus error. Bad use. None of the fixes are working. Happy Wednesday. Give treats to the puppies.
Oh no. Sorry to hear that, Lisa. Let me reread that because it was on light background. But wait, why isn't it? Oh, Lisa, you went through. Oh snap! I can't reread it. I think it's because it went through PayPal and not. I saw. Thank you, Lisa, for the $10 donation, and I think it said that you're not the only person having CAN bus issues, which you definitely aren't. It's not part of when I made the video on it was because of how much of a pain in the butt it was and how much information is out there with just tons of holes in it. Like none of the guides or things I could find online took me from A to Z, and so I was like, okay, here's the pain points I found. Let's try to figure it out. So it sucks. I know that you posted that the UTC is working. Your cabling has allowed you to see the UUID, but you're not able to flash over CAN boot. And that is not something I experienced. So I don't know if it could be related to wiring, that it's getting a good enough connection to grab the UUID, but it's not getting a good enough connection to actually flash. I don't know. I haven't experienced it, so I don't know. And then when I searched that specific error, the person that I saw in the thread basically said that doing a reboot of the board, like the reset button or boot button, was it boot or reset? I think reset button fixed it for them, but I didn't know if that would fix it. I just was like, it's something worth trying at least. I still like my LDO. Yeah, I think I have the LDO heat insert tip. It just doesn't work on this iron because it's proprietary. Hey, G-Funny's in the house too. What's up, buddy? Has anyone seen the note to not update Clipper? Oh, I did see that. More than usual. Yeah, there's a note on the Voron Discord as well as I saw it on the VZ Discord saying that if you update Clipper right now, it breaks Clipper. It's something to do with the latest, I think it's the latest Linux build, right? Is what the issue is. And I saw that they're actively working on what to do. And I think that if you did update and did break it, there's a guide on the Voron Discord on how to fix it. But if anyone hasn't seen that and you see it that your dashboard says update Clipper, don't update until you until it's been clarified as to what the issue is and how to go around that, or another release happens or something like that. I'm more interested in what this surreal Sam Prentice is doing right now. Yeah, I'm excited to play around with the K1 and see what it's all about. It seemed a little bit too, like, when I reviewed the Bamboo X1, I said a lot of positive things about it, but I also had things that I pointed out that were negative. So it was interesting. It was interesting. I saw a lot of people claiming it was paid. I'm not saying it was paid by any means. And I know that Nathan has been incredibly critical of other Creality machines, but it did feel like a little over. Like, I'm an optimistic person. I like to focus on the glass half full, but while not ignoring the things that are there, and let the end user decide whether those things that are kind of annoying or not great outweigh the positive. And everyone will have their own sort of weight assigned to, is this a really important thing to you? Yes. Is this a really important thing to you? Not so much. But it didn't feel like, from what I saw, there was very much critical, like, critique on it. Like, I was really interested in seeing the slicer, because one of the big things with Bamboo is they have a great slicer, while Creality's using typically Creality's forked version of Kira, which in my experience is not that great. And then also I was curious about the dashboard with Clipper. There was no talk about that stuff. So we'll see. We'll see if there is more that comes from it. I've watched definitely some of his videos in the past and thought that they were, like, really good, entertaining and critical, and had a lot of, like, sort of like, ways to improve things. And this felt very, like, sort of surface level when covering it. So we'll see. Debian Linux build. There's an easy fix. It sounds like is what Aaron's saying. There's an also workaround modbox with pin in the firmware channel on the. Oh, sick. Okay, I didn't even know that. I haven't seen it. Just want to update the system packages. Gotcha. Okay. ASA print failed on the Mark III 6. Oof. Oof. Okay, let's get back to it. So I need to do. Nope, we're done with that. So we can actually start building. There we go. All right. So we're done with that. Getting a good bond. The heat insert is a shuttle. Will be in constant tension. Yes. Know your target and beyond. Before heating your iron, check this. You will not be in contact. Yes. Thread into plastic. The M2 screw threads. Okay, so we need to install the M2x6 flathead. No more likes, please. Are we at the mat? What's our like count? Oh wow, we're at 94 like, nice. Okay, so we're not at the all right, heat insert tool, F26 socket head, F26 flathead. This guy right here. And this is going into this part. I don't think that, was there this 2x6 in the Afterburner, the mini Afterburner? I know that they have this kind of set up in the Stealthburner because we installed it. I think it's to, it's basically to apply pressure to the teeth, right, for the gears. So that way it's got a good bite, but not too much. I think that's what it was, if I remember correctly. Someone just blew it. All right, so we need to, it says, the M2 screw threads into the plastic of the mid-body part. It will be oh, here we go. It will be used to adjust the meshing of the BMG gears at a later step. Cool. So there is a tiny hole right here. You guys can kind of see, and so that's where we're going to install it. I think we're just going to thread it in a couple of times right now, and we'll adjust tension more on it later. Let's see. Huh, do I even have the right size driver? We do. This is a very small screw. I just sent you a message with the error. The UID was my bad cabling. Dude, this is, all right. This screw is real small. And it doesn't stick on the end of the driver. Okay, got it. Yeah, it's threading in crooked. Let's see if I can straighten this out a little bit. That seems wrong. That seems like I'm threading it in an aggressive angle. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it doesn't, it seems like it shouldn't be going in quite like that. Is there another image? I think there's an X-ray image somewhere here. Why don't I see it? Okay, it doesn't show it. It feels like it's going in incorrectly. I'm gonna back it out a little bit. But maybe not. Maybe that was right. I don't know. Okay, this feels better. Yeah. So for some reason, like it's at an angle, and so I imagine you want the screw to be going in directly kind of with that angle. The first time I was threading it in, because you're just threading it into plastic and you're creating the threads, it was coming in at an angle. So this feels much better. So I'm just gonna turn it maybe, I don't know, 2 more times like that, and we'll leave it like that for now. Likes are at 60 now. It shows way more. Did everyone unlike? Let me see. We went from 94 to 88. Oh no, that's viewers. I was looking at the wrong number. We're at 60 likes. Thank you, John. All right. So we did that. We got our heat inserts in. Now we're doing the BMG idler assembly. I think we're supposed to, lubrication film is required to ensure smooth operation. Refer to the Voron sourcing guide for lubricating options. Okay, if I remember correctly, we just put a little bit of, I'm gonna grab, screw it, I'll just use my hands. Usually I use a glove for this, but we're gonna put a little bit of this grease on these bearings, around the bearing shaft. Let's see. Demonstration refer. Yeah, so we're just going to take this. This is the same grease that we use for the linear rails, and just take a tiny little bit, put it on this smooth rod, and kind of rub it in. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, I'll slide these bearings on. Like that. And then we need the one that doesn't have, this one. So one of them has a set screw that's gonna go around the motor shaft. This one doesn't have a set screw, so this one just slides over it like that. Perfect. It's G28, good to use the lubricant with PTFE in it. I honestly, we filled this syringe such a long time ago, I don't remember what's in it, but it is what we've been using for linear rails, and it's worked great for linear rails, and we've also used them at least one other time for the extruder gear, and it's worked fine as well. Okay, so then we need to snap this part into, okay, so it says there's a built-in support, which I don't know if ours has actually. No, ours already has the support removed. Okay, so we are going to, this screw is here to provide extra strength to the guided component along its lay lines. Okay, so it looks like we install this M2 by 10 self-tapping screw before we install the gear, which that's new. I don't remember ever doing that before, but if it's gonna reinforce the printed part, let's definitely do that beforehand. I don't want to crack anything. I ground down a flat on the shaft for the set screw. Oh, interesting, for the motor. Does this motor have a flat? No, this is going on a different piece. Oh, so you're saying that yours didn't have a flat spot? Because this is normally the gear Oops, there it is. Normally it has a flat spot on it already. Yours didn't have that? It was smooth all the way around? Or round all the way? All right, so let's get this installed into here, it looks like. And that's too big. For my mini Stealthburner Micron, I'm going to run an LGX Lite. I like the LGX Lite a lot. I know that somebody, I think it was Booty in Discord, said that the LGX Lite struggles to hit really high flow rates when it comes to the Rapido, specifically with the Rapido hot end for some reason, and I don't know why, but he said there was quite a few cases of it. But I have the LGX Lite running on the V Minion, and I've really liked it. Has anyone else used LDO's printed checklist for a kit? So I've used LDO's checklist for the V0 I built from them and the Switchwire, but it was a supplementary print list if I remember correctly. It tells you to print I think it tells you to print all the primary parts, and then they have some additionals to print. I don't know if they have one that replaces the regular one. I haven't done that. You're repairing it? Yeah, you'll be good with a Revo. Yeah, I haven't even used the Rapido before, but I've heard great things about it. I definitely want to install it on a printer, but they announced the Rapido 2.0, and so I want to hold off until that's available, and then I'll install it on something. Oops, we got one in. There we go. All right, bearings in, it's spinning nicely. First of all, all right, dad sign, drinking coffee. I've had coffee on stream before. This isn't I usually have sweet coffee though. It's like the Starbucks cans or whatever, but today I just felt like, no, gotta keep it classy. I've got, this is Erin's, her Halloween mug. She has quite a few different mugs. I like mugs. I don't know. Even before I drink coffee, it's something about mugs. Like I've got one from Tripod's Garage. I've got Sam Prentice's mug as well. I've got one from Murph. Like I don't know. I like mugs. Yeah, I know you've sworn by. I know you've sworn by the Rapido, and I agree. Also, the loading, because it uses a dial or a switch versus a thread for the tensioning, it makes it so easy and repeatable to get right back to your same spot. It's a lot more difficult with a threaded system. The Hexed, I can't even pronounce it, but the Hexed extruder from VZ looks awesome as well. Okay, so done. Check orientation. I don't see how you could get the orientation wrong. It literally only goes in one way. So, yep, that seems fine. Okay, so this is where the fun stuff begins. So, again, I measured this the other day, but this is supposed to be 3 millimeters, sticking out 3 millimeters. And the reason for that is because if not, it'll apply some pressure to the printed component that it's going to be sitting inside. And after enough motion, it can get hot and actually potentially bond. Was it Steve that told me? Somebody told me recently that theirs actually melted and bonded with the printed part, because I don't remember who it was. I want to say it was Steve, and I wish Steve was here to confirm it or not. Turtle says LGX Lite and Rapido has plenty of flow for my needs. I'm sure it's fine for most. I think it's if you're trying to like cap out the flow of the Rapido when it becomes an issue. I only saw Booty mention it the other day in the Discord. I don't know. Yeah, VZ Hexort or something. Yeah, Hextrudort. I don't think we have mugs. That would be super cool. Yeah, for a mug though, I almost want a custom design. I need to come up with a custom design for a mug. Okay, so yeah, this is too big. They have in the Voron V0.2 STLs this little jig that you can print over it. And so if you look at it, it's gonna be very hard to show this. Let's see if I go in as close as we can, and I press this. It's not a ton. I mean, I measured it's like we're talking 0.3 of a millimeter. But because I want this to be as good as possible, so we're going to sand it down just a little bit. So I've dropped it because that's what I do. Cut some sandpaper. Mugbot. Why are people actually printing 100? Yeah, I don't know. Other than for like speed benchy stuff, I don't fully understand it. I mean, the issue is that if I was able to print that fast, I'd probably be running into rigidity issues. I'd be vibrating screws loose. I would definitely be running into limitations as far as cooling goes. I doubt that's enough. No. All right, I'm just gonna sand for like, I don't know. Sand until we see lots of plastic. You filed it? Yeah, I did buy files. You guys told me to buy files, so we actually do have files. I sandpapered the first one I did, and it worked okay. Metal gears can be an issue if you run motors hot. Let's actually check with the, let's see with the calipers, what they say. Because I'm not doing this just for fun. I just want to get it so that way it's, again, the right, let's see. Well, it's at 3.2, so it didn't do a whole lot. Let's keep going. I'm gonna give this maybe 2 minutes, and if it's not short enough, then we'll go to the file. Check it one more time. Okay, that's... Wait up, that's not right. Hold on. Hold on. .2, so we shaved off a hair. All right, let me see if I can find... Now let's just do it one time. We're making progress. Hey, what's up, Red Giant? Poor hands. I wish I'd kept, I think the files are out in the garage. I wish I'd kept them in here. Just take 2 parts on the ERCF. I mean, printing fast is cool if it's working well. Like, I've been super impressed with the X1 Carbon and the P1P. I mean, they've really allowed me to crank out printer build parts and stuff like that really quickly. So, but yeah, just to go fast for the sake of it when parts look like crap and stuff like that. But I mean, I also don't see anything wrong with it if it's something you enjoy, right? Like if your goal is some kind of metric, like if you really enjoy and want to push the speedboat benchy, like there's nothing wrong with that. Have fun. But I don't think that that's the majority. I think the majority would rather have consistency, reliability, and quality. Speed is in there, but I think that they'd rather sacrifice a little bit of speed to get the rest of those things. Do you have a small, deep well socket? I don't, no. High flow isn't just for speeds, also for big fat layers. Yeah, that's true, that's true. Yeah, that's definitely true. If you're trying to crank out really big parts, and you're printing at large layer lines with wide extrusion widths, then it definitely helps. Okay, it says it's at 3.02. .1. try I have another, I think we're gonna go with this now. I feel pretty good about this. The next thing we need to do though is that the actual ends are a little bit too wide, so I need to, I'm gonna pop, let's see, let me grab a bearing really quick here. Yeah, ERCF is super fragile. Have you broken it? Have you broken it nice? Like any of the parts? That's why I'm reprinting it, because I've had so many issues when we've had what, 1 stream or 2 streams with the ERCF so far, and I'm starting over. I'm just not happy with the tolerances.
Your thoughts? Thanks.
What is the 100? Is that a Rook variant? Is this, we have autofocus on? No, we turned it off. Yeah, so that's definitely too wide still. And this side. Where does the bearing, okay, so for this end, let's just sand this down a little bit. Let's just sand it down. I'm gonna see if I can put this in the drill. Okay, let's try to speed sand this down. It shouldn't need much. Let me grab another piece of sandpaper right here. Way better. Way better. So yeah, before I just did that right now, this bearing was near impossible to get on or off. And now, like just putting it on the end of my finger and dropping it, because it's what we do. I mean, wait, you got to take my word for it. It's much easier. How are you liking the V0.2 build compared to the V0.1? Basically the same. Yeah, real similar. I haven't noticed a ton of differences other than like the belt's obviously different. The bearings, I think that a huge, the documentation is much better, and that's incredibly helpful. Yeah, but I think it's very similar, you know. But I think the added documentation, although it might take longer to read through all of it, it just makes it where it's a lot more beginner friendly. So I think that that's a huge plus. Let's see if we can. It took you 10 minutes to sand it. Yeah, the first time I did this with the self source, I did it all by hand, and it took a while. I was on the floor. I was on the floor in our living room at our place that we were renting, and it was not fun. All right, that should be probably plenty. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're fine with that. Cool. Yeah, I only started using drills for this when we were doing the Mercury 1.1, and we needed to sand down the smooth rod shafts for the belt path, basically for the idlers or the pulleys. Good to know. Waiting on some parts to rebuild my V0.1. Nice. Are you doing just a straight up upgrade from V0.1 to 0.2, or are you doing any other mods or stuff like that while you have it apart? But yeah, if you built the V0.1 and you're tearing it apart to rebuild the 0.2, I definitely don't think you'll have any more difficulty of a time, because like I said, the added details in the instructions kind of fill in a lot of the blanks that I had, at least the first time I built one. All right, bearing fit, short end of the shaft. So yeah, 3mm. Ours is like 3.1 now maybe, but we've shaved off 0.15 to 0.2 of it. It's close enough where I'm happy with it. 0.1 I don't think will make or break it. Bearing fit we just confirmed with the printed jig. Awesome. Okay, so now we need this part, which we've got right here. Let's change the camera around a little bit. Go to the side like this. Go like this. Zoom in like this. All right. So we'll press one of these bearings in, hopefully easily. Yep, that was a nice fit. Turn off the autofocus. I wish I had a remote that could switch from manual focus to autofocus. I don't know if that's even a thing. Okay, and then we need also an M3 hex nut. Super glue this hex nut. It is critical that this hex nut not come out of this printed part. Adding a small dab of CA glue will help it stay in place. Be sure to not get glue on the threads. That's gonna be tricky. Okay, so if we use our really runny glue and I put it on, I got a plan. So we'll use our really runny glue and we will dip our filament into it and then just put a little drop of it on the inside of the printed part there. That should allow us to put a little bit of super glue in there without hopefully getting at the threads or without causing issues. So we'll hope for the best. My track record with super glue on streams is not the best. Even off stream, if I'm being honest, it's not the best. Hey, what's up, Adam? I saw you got your, I saw that you had got the Mini Bear printing and then you got an error and then it looks like you got it resolved, man, and you printed out a, the first print. Congratulations. It looked like it was boogieing too in the video that you posted. Hey, G-Funny, thank you very much for the gift of membership. Adam, you got it. Perfect timing. Thank you, G-Funny. I got a CO2 laser in, and I am super excited. So I might be hitting you up to see what you've been up to with your laser. Put a screw in the nut. Big brain move. That is way smarter. Just as a safety precaution. All right, let's get a long screw. It also helped me press it into place. Yep, that is super. I was just saying that, that the amount of things I've learned from just streaming and you guys being like, do that thing. And I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. All right, so we're gonna use a long screw like this. So that way it'll help me hopefully press it into place. Yep, easy. Yeah, we definitely need glue on that. That is not a, tight fit. So let's get our little bit of glue. All right, here we go. Let's do one last little bit of glue. The world's most runny glue. All right. This will definitely cause problems. Where do I put you? There you go. All right. Oh, shoot. There we go. I don't know if that's enough. My concern with what I just did is that this is a very large cavity for, wait, okay, yeah, I thought I did an M2 knot, I was like that. It's a very large cavity. I almost think that you need a thicker super glue than what we just used to have this effectively work. So let's leave this just standing like that for a minute. I don't know, what is this, what is that used for? Okay, so it's right there. So it's going on the back of everything. And at what point do we use it? To what point do we use it? So we got fans going in, still not using it, still not using it. Still not using it. Where the hell? Where do we use it? Oh, wow, okay, so it's not the only thing that secures it to the X carriage. Wow, that is an important nut then. Yeah, I wish I'd used a thicker super glue. Hopefully it'll be enough. I wonder why they made the cavity so large. I mean, I've done quite a few builds where you press fit an M3 nut into place, and this has a lot, like a really big gap as far as tolerances go. Yeah, hopefully it'll be fine. I mean, it's lined up perfectly. I'll be, do we know, question, do we know once this is attached, so before we screw the screw from the X carriage into here, But once this is set in place on the back of the mini Stealthburner, is there a printed part that goes up against this to hold it in place? So do I only need to worry about this for right now? That's my question, because if not, that seems really odd to me that like there's a chance that once I have it all together that it could still pop out before that screw. Doesn't the screw pull in further in the pocket? Doesn't the screw pull in further? What? I don't know what we're... Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha. All right. It just needs to be kept in falling out until you get the screw started. Okay, good to know. Yeah, that's new. I mean, I just don't know because the mini afterburners definitely didn't have that kind of setup. So, okay, cool. Thank you for verifying. I will panic. Crisis averted. Panic averted. All right, let's put our lows back on. Make sure it's flush. Yeah, it is. You mean flush with the? Okay, it's flush now. I pressed, there was a tiny bit sticking out, so I turned it face down and pressed it up against the quartz, and it popped it in, so we should be good. Put a screw on the other side, tighten it down. I think we're fine. But yeah, thank you for at least saying that, because it needed a little bit more of a push in. Okay, let me really quick change the music to our 8-bit stuff. Cool. And let me scroll up really quick. So many steps. All right. Okay. I haven't built the full mini Stealthburner. I jumped right into the mini stealth shirt. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm excited. I have a Sherpa printed out and all the parts for it. I just need to assemble it. I'm really excited to test it out. Okay, so on the other side, we are inserting a bearing. So let's grab this guy. I remember this being a tricky bearing to install on my previous build. I probably was over extruding a bit, but let me zoom out just a hair. So for this one, bearing is going dead center in there. So we're just going to drop it in, drop one of them in. And hopefully get it to lay down flat. Wow, that was way easier. I'm pretty, I mean, so far I am quite impressed with these printed parts. The parts I printed out for my V0 builds had way, maybe not way, that maybe just not be dramatic, but like definitely didn't have as good tolerances as these. I always had to struggle a little bit to get the bearing in there. That was really easy. Dillmore wants me to put a little screw in here just while this is drying, so we can do that, that's fine. We're just gonna push it through. Okay, let's get the right driver. Oh, yeah, so I'm just going from the back side, and we're gonna fully tighten it so that way the nut is as far into this printed cavity as possible. Like that. I'll let it sit there for a minute or two. Okay, bearings in. Next, it looks like a shuttle needs to go in, which is this guy. And that's just going, imagine there's, yeah, cavity for it, and it needs to go face up. That. This guy goes right there. Like focus is off. I use mini Sherpa. I use Sherpa minis on all my printers, waiting on 2 CNC ones for FISEC. Nice. Yeah, I know. I haven't heard anyone say bad things about them. I want to build a Voron, but never worked with ABS or ASA. I just bought a Microsoft NG, so waiting for that to come in the mail. Nice. What are you installing it on? Just an Ender 3? My first printer that I printed all the parts out for the first V0 wasn't an Ender 3, but it was just a BQ B1. which is real similar. And I just used a enclosure, it was the Wham Bam Hotbox tent thing. So you can makeshift something. Making sure your leveling's correct, preheating the chamber a bit, like letting it heat soak, so that way the bed's definitely nice and warm, because the temperature sensor of a bed's on the bottom. So it's although it says it's a certain temperature, the top takes a bit longer to actually hit that temperature. And then I think on a couple parts I used brims as needed, and I also didn't do massive batches of parts. When I tried doing batches of parts, that's when some of the outer ones were warping. So just take your time with it. Red parts were great, black parts had layer adhesion problems on mine. Interesting. Did you see the layer adhesion problems while you were building it, or you didn't see them till after? Because I'm really curious once this starts moving, how these printed parts hold up. But so far, all the black parts have looked great too. Okay, so we've got the shuttle. Now we need the guidler, which looks like this. Nope. Yep, it's the black part. No. Is it this black part? Doesn't seem right. No, it's the part that this guy. I'm a goofball. It's the part that we literally just used. Looks like it goes like this. So it looks like this is going to go. Yeah, that makes sense. This is the part that's going to be pivoting. So it goes like that. And then it looks like they have it pressed all the way in, so maybe like that is how we want it for now. And then the last thing is the latch, which is this guy. And this one's going up top? No, what am I doing wrong? Other way? There we go, other way. Okay, that seems right. Sort of all fits together. Did you see my comment on the mods I'm doing? Oh no, I didn't. Sorry, Nuno. Let me see. Let me scroll up really quick here. Nuno. Oh man, I really missed it, Nuno. How far back? Oh, here we go. Going to install a 5-stack CNC bed mount. Oh, I haven't seen those. No, I have seen those, I think. I feel like I saw somebody building a V0 kit the other day, and it's like straight up solid aluminum, right? Not like the Kirigami. 100-watt AC heater, wow. High wind rails for X, mini Stealthburner with CNC Sherpa Mini, ESP3V, follow my Gemini board, a few other. Damn, yeah. So you're not going stock. Dragon Burner next week. Oh man, it's definitely on my list. Dragon Burner will be going on 1. I'm hoping to build the Pandora's Box mod, and I would love to do, I think that is a perfect one to do the Dragon Burner on. Dragon Burner looks sweet. I don't think it's as pretty, but if we're just gonna try to go absolutely nuts, then that seems like that's the one to do it on. Okay, so mid-body goes on next. In mid-body, we want it facing, it's towards the left, so this is going to go. Did I turn on fireworks? Oops. This is going to go like this. Okay, I think we've got things laid out correctly. Do you know any companies that recycle filament? There's only one that I've heard of, and I think they're based out of Germany. And I think that if you're local, they'll take 10 kilograms, but if you're not local, it has to be at least 20 kilograms. I might be incorrect, but that's what I remember hearing. Then build the Voron frame into the Tri-Zero. Nice. I prefer the mini Stealthburner with rapid. The Dragon Burner looks prettier. Mini Stealthburner with the rapid. You mean like the Rapido? I put the bamboo burner on my 2.4. What is the bamboo? Oh, is that the like Stealthburner, but using the Bamboo Labs hot end? Okay, so we need M3x25s. Let me read this really quick here. So it says hinge pins. These are all M325s. The lower acts as a hinge pin for the guidler arm. Be sure not to over tighten it. Check that the guidler can move smoothly. Okay, cool. So 325s are going to be these guys. I'm gonna verify I didn't put them in the wrong slot. Measure them really quick. Can you link me to them in DMs? Yeah. Do me a favor, and I don't know the name of them offhand, Dutch, so I'm gonna have to do some quick searching. I think it was Stefan that posted something about it on Twitter. But yeah, just message me and I can do a search for it later on. Okay, so 1, 2, 2, and so the pivoting one is this one right here, which is of course the one that didn't want to go in. Hardened steel and high flow, pretty nice, only like 30 bucks for complete hot end. Yeah, it's there. I'm curious to see if they try to enforce some kind of like they only sell their hot ends to someone that has a serial number, or like how that works. Because I imagine they're selling them close to cost, considering like how expensive other hot ends are. To be able to get that for that price is absolutely just nuts. Okay, so this isn't too tight. I think we can still move. Tighten these up a little bit more. Probably fine. Probably fine. Okay, I think that's as hard as I'm going to, or as much as I'm going to tighten that one, since it mentions that. Okay, cool. That looks good. I can't open this. Maybe it's because it's not. Maybe I don't know. We'll leave it for now. You can buy the hot end without serial. Yeah, I know right now you definitely can. What's a garbage kit? I don't know. I haven't purchased. I've been wary about either kits I've accepted or purchased, so I haven't had anything really bad. I've got my Ender on a wire metal baker's rack. I enclose the shelf that it sits on, double thick, foil-lined cardboard. Made a desktop spool on the shelf next to it to feed down. Is that for printing with ABS? You're saying? I will have cheaper maximum carbon, so that won't stop me. For the bamboo owners, Dutch developed a really cool thing. Go look on Discord. Yeah, Dutch did. Dutch created a LED system. The one makes the lights for your bamboo much brighter. Like is its own LED system. So for things like time lapses, it's awesome. And it also has like I don't use the word intelligence to it, but like if your bamboo throws an error, the LEDs can change to red, so you can look over and quickly see, oh, there's something going wrong. Or when the print's finished, it turns green, so that way you know your print's done. It's a pretty cool little setup. Your parents are bringing home lunch. Yes. Thanks, babe. Do you know what they're bringing home for lunch? Did you use AMS for the Voron logo? No. So these are all included. So when you buy the SIBOOR kit, they give you printed parts, and so this is from the kit. However, there was basically a cavity inside of the red part, and these were printed separately. So I glued them in. I put a tiny bit of glue and just pressed them in. If you look at them, like if you were to feel them, you probably can't visually see it, but if you were to feel them, the black sticks up ever so slightly. But it looks fine to me, really. There's a tiny spot of glue right there that you can see if the light hits it right. But overall, not too bad. She said it's a surprise. Okay. Well, I'm excited. All right, so we did that. Now it says we need to install, two M3x10 from downwards to the up. Okay, so that, interesting. That's new. So that secures, those are what, M310s I just said? M310. I don't remember that being on the previous version either. Okay, so for this, we're gonna be dropping, nope, of course the top of the screw went in first. Maybe from here's easier. Oh, come on, come on. It doesn't help that I've kind of got large fingers. Dude, all right. Let's try from this side. There we go, that's the way to do it. Don't go through the fan. There's one. There we go. We can do it. Maybe this is the easiest way. I think I told you guys, right, that Jackson is now 12 pounds. I feel like I announced it, but maybe not. I think it happened after last stream and before today's. But yeah, he's like, so we've noticed Aaron was putting away some of his clothes the other day, like because he outgrew them, and so that was the obvious point that we're like, okay, no, he's definitely gotten bigger. And I've been carrying him, like, dude, this guy feels heavy, like what? And so he was born at 7 pounds, and when we were gonna wait till we got our 2-month checkup, which is next week, I think. But I decided to pull out the scale and stand on it, and then get my weight, and then carry him on it. Oh, come on. And yeah, he's a little over 12 pounds. So he's put on 5 pounds in 2 months. He was born skinny, but he's got rolls now. Like, I look at his legs sometimes, and like it's like Hawaiian rolls. He's doing awesome. The kid, he eats so well. I saw Mad Hackers is selling bamboo. They're only doing bundles though, like education or EDU. So they charge you basically for their support hours essentially. It's wild how quickly they grow up. Yeah, it is mind blowing. Like from the day he was born to today, I'm like, he had no eyelashes, now he's got long eyelashes, he's got his eyebrows. Like before, when he gave me like sort of dirty looks, it was a strong facial expression, but he didn't have the eyebrows to back him up. And now he does, and I really feel judged every time I do something weird. Yeah, it's nuts. It's we love our little man. We're excited. Tomorrow we're taking him on a little bit of a road trip to a waterfall that we're excited about. Not that he'll be able to see it, but I'm still excited just to get him out. Okay, so we are doing this now. It says we're getting our gear that we did our grinding on, and we're getting the actual gear for the. I can't talk today, guys. We're getting the gear. We're doing extruder things. That's what we're doing. This looks like it's too small, so we need our 1.5 millimeter driver. There we go. Okay. So, check orientation. The drive gear is mounted opposite of how it is usually mounted. So basically teeth towards the outside and the filament guide portion towards the inside. Make sure the grub screw has a significant contact with the flat. Do not tighten the grub screw yet. We will finalize the gear's exact position on the shaft in the next few steps. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I did fireworks again. My son, oh, congratulations, Dismantle, that's exciting. Is it your first kiddo or second kiddo? Did you miss the filament draw? Nope. 2 minutes, well, let's just do it right now since Zombie reminded me. Thank you, Zombie. Turn off the fireworks, jeez Louise. Let's get this going. So we are going to be giving away a spool of Polymaker filament anywhere in the world, and we are going to be, let's see here, placing our link, shorten URL, yep. Let's see, paste here, bam. Okay, so the giveaway link is pinned. It's just got a couple questions like email, Discord. If you don't have a Discord, that's fine. You just need an email, and I think it makes you put something in the Discord slot. If that's the case, just put don't have, and I'll contact you via email. There's a nice waterfall near me. Yeah, we've got, there's a beautiful, couple really nice ones, actually. Let's see, a canoe down a waterfall. Ooh, jeez. That is, yeah, we got an inflatable kayak, so we don't have a vehicle that we can throw a hard kayak in, but we're planning on getting a mommy car eventually for Aaron, because we just share one car right now. I don't really leave the house a whole lot, so Aaron just uses the car when she needs it. But when we do that, then we'll probably pick up some hard shell kayaks. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now is basically tighten the set screw over the flat portion of the shaft, so that way it's not able to fully rotate anymore, but it'll still be able to slide up and down. So I'll show you guys in a second. So yeah, so now it's still loose, it can go up and down, but it's stuck over the flat portion of the shaft because that's where we want it. So that way it's going to get that way it's going to get the best bond or best grip, or tighten down the best versus tightening it down towards any other parts of the shaft which is rounded. So we want the set screw to be against the flat portion. Niagara. Wow. Zombie multiplier. Anywhere awesome? I'm planning on moving to Antarctica. Lots of cooling for speed benchies. That's awesome. Congratulations, Dutch. 50% is really cool. I know. The it's hard to say 3D printing. Like we're lubing up things and we're talking about shafts. I know this is the family channel, but it's hard to get around it. Speaking of new cars, I got a Tesla Model S today. Nice. Congratulations. we've still got our Corolla with paint flying off of it because it apparently has a defect, and I've been fighting that. There was $3,000 in paint damage due to a defect from Toyota, and they told me they were covering it when I went down to the dealership. Then I got a voicemail saying that it's actually not in warranty anymore and it's on me, the $3,000. And so I did a bunch of digging and figured out there's a secondary warranty and we are covered now. But it's just nuts. Like, they had a defect with white paint on like 2 million plus Toyotas, specifically Super White and Pearl White. And they said that they sent out a letter like a year and a half ago or something. I never got a letter. They certainly didn't track us down when we moved. But yeah, just a huge chunk of paint flew off the hood of the car, or the roof of the car, and all the way down to metal. There's no UV, no clear coat degradation or nothing like that, just straight to metal. And I didn't know if it was just because of the weather here in Idaho or what, and I did some research and found that there was a big issue with Toyotas, and so it's been wild. Not to mention the nuts, exactly. Did you lose any balls yet? What besides Mercury 1.1 for an Ender 5 on a budget would you do? I don't know of any other big mods like the Mercury. I think Mercury 1.1 is the best value as far as converting. If you're not doing Hydra, just convert it for the Core XY. I don't really know, other than like printing out the bed stabilizer for the bed, or like if you just want to do an extruder hot end, you can do the NG and keep the Cartesian motion system, but yeah, it's up to you. Just got a serial number. Hey, what's your, congratulations, first off, what's your serial? Get a motorcycle with a sidecar. Man, Aaron would kill me. My dad also like has instilled fear of motorcycles. He was in a, we'll take a rant session here for a few minutes. When he was younger, he was on the back of a buddy's motorcycle, and he said that, I think he was on the freeway or some highway, and a Porsche sideswiped them, and they flew. My dad flew like way up, and they landed, I think somehow off to the side in like brush or grass. But I mean, my dad was jacked up, like real bloody on the side of the road, and he's got some scars on his legs from it. You can't really see him unless he points him out now, but the Porsche just took off and left him and his buddy there on the side of the road. And so ever since then, he's like, we lived in Southern California too growing up, and like the roads are awful. There's tons of traffic. People drive like maniacs. So living out here, if we lived somewhere further out where there's not nearly as much traffic as the freeways in California, I could see potentially it being fun. I would love to get like a enduro that's dirt and paved roads. I think that would be fun. But yeah, I've always had, and my best friend in California is a CHP officer, so he got to see all sorts of crazy motorcycle crashes, and that didn't help as far as me wanting to get one. But again, I think it depends on where you live, definitely. But it's not it's the other drivers that you have to worry about. The texting, the angry drivers, the not paying attention, the people drinking and driving. Like, it's just real sketchy. 5,404, nice. It's crazy, there's 5,400 Voron 2.4s out there. If you weren't here earlier, Nice, the 2.4 shipped from Fabrico, so we're gonna be building that starting in like 2 weeks. It'll be my first ever big Voron. First, I've never done a Trident or a 2.4. I've only done the V0s and the Switchwire, so I'm really looking forward to it. Water. Okay. All right, we got 61 entries and 106 viewers. So that is, if my math serves me right, a little under 50 people haven't signed up for the giveaway. Do it. I don't do anything with anyone's info. I delete it the second I draw a winner. Oh, the second I email the winner, because I keep it until then so I have their info. But it's a free spool of filament anywhere in the world. And your odds are really good considering. Okay. We did that, so now it just wants us to basically place this into the center. So we're going to take this and we're going to drop you into the center, like so, I think. Okay. All right, now we're gonna place the back. Okay, so now we'll take off the the screw from the back here that we had securing it in place, which was a little 3mm screw. I have 2 MPs, one with an enclosure, but a Voron would be cool. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. The P1Ps are workhorses. I mean, my P1P and my X1 are workhorses. I really enjoy, if you enjoy the customization and sort of like the build, or what is it, build your own adventure or whatever, I don't know, I think that's what it's called, build your own adventure game, then the Vorons are awesome. There's just so many directions you can go. You don't have to have a Discord, Roy. I mentioned it briefly ago, but maybe you weren't here. There is a slot that says Discord, and I don't remember if it's mandatory. If it's mandatory, just put like, don't have. The Discord is only there because there's so many people that I interact with Discord, and if you win and I know you already, I'll just message you on Discord. But as long as you have an email, that's all that you need. I always contact over email, over Discord, especially if it's not someone I've talked with regularly. So yeah, absolutely. If you don't have a Discord, just put a placeholder there. Okay, so this is just, this doesn't seem right. Okay, this needs to drop down like that. Nice. And then we're using M36. Okay, so M36 for left and top, which are you right here. Don't want to go too tight, but I want it pretty snug. Okay, and then we need M310. Let's put you back in there. M310 should be you. This looks great. So this is the portion that we were sanding. Oops, that we sanded down, and it's not sticking up at all. Like it's not above this printed part, so we should be good. That makes me happy. I mean, we might have been fine without the sanding. We didn't exactly sand a ton, but because it said 3mm is what it wanted, and it was at 3.3 roughly, I felt like it wouldn't be a bad idea to take some time and at least sand it down a hair. Like, I knew we wouldn't regret sanding it down, but we could possibly regret not sanding it down. So again, I just figured, why not? Plus, it's kind of cool to show if anyone else runs into that issue. Okay, I don't want to tighten you too tight. Okay, I think that's good. All right, so that is done. What is next? Let's see. For the gear, for the next step, we need to ensure that the 50 tooth gear is not rubbing on any of the plastic parts. It should be generally centered in the available spacing between the mid-body and the motor plate as shown below. Make sure your guidler, I don't know why that's a weird word to say, door is open so that you can freely adjust the position. Okay. So... Wait. What am I missing? Wait a minute. Where's that view? Okay, so the view's top down? Did I do it too tight? Should this be... Did I tighten this too tight? Is that why... Wow. That is tight. I thought I thought that I had checked that. This shouldn't... I don't think that's supposed to be that tight. That's weird. I thought the screw that we were not supposed to tighten was down below. What did I tighten that made it so tight? I want to be careful not to... Oh my god. Okay, I think I need to maybe wear it in a couple times. No, it is, yeah, it's too tight. It is too tight. We'll have to take this apart really quickly here. That was scary. That was scary. Yeah, I have a feeling it's just me that the part I was scared of breaking was this part. This is like the thinnest part, and I've absolutely broken it before on mini afterburners. So let's take this apart. Let's slightly loosen the screw. There we go. Yeah, I think I did it about half a turn too tight. Okay, that's better. Still a little tight, but I think that portion will get better, but that was scary. I probably shouldn't have even attempted it. It was kind of risky. Yeah, way too tight. It felt incredibly tight, but I was like, maybe because in the instructions, the main one it said to focus on was bottom left, but yeah, I don't think that was a printed part issue. I think that was just a me issue. This needs to press in. There we go. I thought I only hand tightened it, but maybe aggressive hand tight. Okay, try it again. There we go. All right, that's better. Still a little tight. It's definitely still a little tight, but it's better. It's still a little tight. I saw Dragon Burner in your future for a sec. Don't juju me. We will build one, but not as a result of breaking something. Okay, so I think it's saying we need to open this door right here so we can see. There we go. No. What am I missing? Where? How? What am I missing? How are people seeing this gear? This point of view looks like it's the... Oh, this is the bottom. Okay, I'm not missing much. It's just me. Okay, so we're definitely not centered. For the next steps, we need to ensure that the fighting is dropping on plastic parts. For some reason, I goofed and thought I was looking top down. Absolutely not looking top down. So we're not centered. I will show this. See if I can show it. Let's get you nice and close. So we're definitely closer to the body than we are down there, than we are towards the outside. So I wonder if, let's see. It doesn't say anything about correcting it, does it? Okay, so now it says it should be centered. So it's not centered. Am I supposed to use a flathead? Am I supposed to, what do I do to center it? I guess I could take it off. I mean, it needs to come further down this way. Will the filament correct it? I could try. The next step does say to align the drive gear. While the 52, it's already supposed to be centered by the time you put filament in, it looks like. What I can probably do is, let's see, if I loosen these again, I might be able to push the bearing further this way. So let's try one last time, loosening this again. Did you space the extruder gear correctly? I haven't spaced the extruder gear at all. It's loose right now. Oh, you had to push the white gear further down the shaft? What did you use to do that? I'm thinking about just trying to, watch, I'll show you what I'm thinking. Let's see. I'm thinking about just pushing it further So I'm thinking if I actually just push the end of this further like that, that might do it. Let's see if we seat it again. So I imagine once we get the other gear set in place with the set screw, those teeth will interlock with each other and this white one won't be able to move at all anymore since it's on the same motor shaft. Run a piece of filament through to center it. Well, yeah, I'm going to. You'll have to disassemble to tighten no matter what. Oh, you're saying as part of the step, it's going to make me disassemble it regardless? I think that might have done... No, that didn't... Okay, it did a little. It did a little. So, let me see. Let's check it out now. Oop. So, it's definitely not perfectly centered, but I at least see a gap now between the gear and the plastic. It's hard to show, but there's a slight gap on the bottom side. There should be some slight play. Well, it spins, it definitely spins freely. I think that's gonna be fine. I mean, it's not 100% centered, but I'm looking at it, like, and I'm putting pressure, right, to try to squeeze it. And it's, oh, you can't really see, can you? But it's spinning very freely. I don't think that's an issue. Better, but what's going to keep it there? The gears won't. You don't think the gears will keep it there? So I'm thinking if the gears, so like the gears are, once I tighten it, is going to be on the same motor shaft, right? And so once those teeth are meshed with each other, they shouldn't be able to slide any direction, which should keep it all that way. Like once we tighten everything down, the set screw, and lock this up, I don't think that gear should be able to slide any direction. Let's try it. Let's just give this a go. So while the 50 teeth is centered, open the guidler and then loosen the grub screw. Okay, so. So where is, okay, so we can see it there. Adjust its position to left or right so the filament path is aligned in the gear. Once happy, tighten the grub screw. Be sure not to rotate the 15th gear while doing so. That will flats. Okay, let's try it. Yeah, I think as long as it's free spinning, like the main thing we're looking for is not pressure against it, meaning that the plastic is rubbing against it, because over time that will wear down either the, well, probably the gear more than the plastic part. So I think it's gonna be okay as long as we can maintain the gap that I just got on it. So we'll see. Once we tighten everything up, let's see if we're still free spinning, and if we are, I feel pretty okay with it. Cut off a piece of filament. Okay, so let's get filament through here. Let me actually focus it. Okay, so filament is loose. Wouldn't you want to slightly close? Hold on. Let me zoom out a little bit more. I probably should have chosen a different colored filament, so that way you can actually see the contrast. But, all right, pushing this through. There we go. Still tempted to to try to make, let me see here. No, there's still a gap. All right, we're going with it. Okay, so you can't really see this at all. Let me see if I really zoom in. But basically, the filament is now where the gear, where the filament path is on the BMG gear. So you can see when I'm pulling this, hopefully, you see the set screw spinning around. So that's what we want. So we'll just leave this in here and then tighten up that set screw. So I'm just gonna rotate it until I see it. It's right there. I think it was a 1.5. Yeah. Oops, that was a little bit too much. Okay, that's probably plenty. Let's not strip it. All right, we're stuck. There we go. Okay. They don't have you use a 1.5 instead of a piece of filament. It looks like filament, right? Hold the, oh, with a small, wait, no, loosen. Adjust the position to the right. Hold the position, adjusting the gear drive. It looks like, oh, use a piece of filament. No, it does say use a piece of filament. Although I kind of do like the idea of using an Allen key better, because if you need to sort of shift the gear around, it probably would work better. But no, I think we're fine. But yeah, it does say a piece of filament. You had me for a second. I'm like, I don't actually know now. Which camera? This camera or this camera? This camera is a FX3, Sony FX3. I think that's right. And this is a 6400 with a Tamron lens. This is a new lens. Oh, so this is probably the one you're talking about, right? The one you can see. Yeah, I got this lens in for some light burn work, and I absolutely love it. I've always used prime lenses, but it doesn't have as, like, so it's only f2.8, so I can't get as shallow depth of field. It's f2.8 versus f1.4, but it still works awesome. And being able to quickly zoom in on things is so much nicer than having to physically move the camera every single time. Allen key might bend the gear teeth. Yeah, I guess, especially if you're putting a lot of pressure on it. It's also straight, and filament can have an arc to it. I've used filament in the past and it's been fine. I think that Allen key is also probably okay, especially if you're not applying a lot of pressure, you're just kind of using it to sort of like press straight through and make sure it's straight. But yeah, it does call for filament. I'll just, it's what I've used so far, but maybe sometime I'll try that out. I got the Canon EOS 80D with the 1855 f4. Okay, so yours doesn't have, yours has less of a shallow depth of field. Downside of the Canon is how you currently doing the recording. I can't not do that. It won't have a clean output. Interesting. Yeah, I started off with Canon, then I went to Panasonic, and I've settled on Sony. I've got a Sony ZV-1, a Sony FX30, not FX3, I think is what it is. But everyone's the less expensive of the two is the one I have. And the A6400. It's just, they've been great cameras, and they have a lot of great stuff for video. Okay, 6 more minutes on the filament drawing. If you have not entered in, it's pinned in chat. 6 more minutes. I'd go with whatever the manual calls for. Yeah. Is there a manual that you've seen, Ajax, that has recommending to use the Allen key? Shorter, longer springs will change the tension characteristics. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so all we're doing here is grabbing our tension, which we've got the arm right here. And then we need a spring. Where is... Huh. Okay, spring's right here. But there should be a... Is that just an M3? Do we know if this is just a... just a standard M3 spacer? Or is this supposed to be like nylon? I feel like a lot of times it's plastic when I've seen it. I don't see it specifying. I would imagine that just using one of these. Oh, are we out of shims? No, we have one shim left. It's nylon, right? Yeah, I thought normally it's not metal. I don't see. Did I lose the part? Did it not come with the part? Let's see. I don't see it listed. This kit should include a nylon spacer. Okay, it is nylon spacer. I would imagine it's supposed to be nylon for a reason. Interesting. I swore I saw a nylon spacer at some point. It's not here. This is just a bearing, empty bag, small screws, nuts, magnets. That's a bummer if that's the case. Got a 30mm 1.4. Oh, nice. Yeah, I have the Sigma Trio. The 30mm, the 50mm, and what is this one I'm using right here? Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Sigma prime lenses. If I remember correctly, it was in the bag with the spring and bolts. Okay, which I did take out. I mean, I won't put it past me that it's possible that in my talking I've lost it. Oh, I took it out somewhere else, maybe. Is it bad to use a metal one? Because I think that this kit came with a spare M3 washer. It's right here, so I can use that. I don't know. I can also just steal one. I technically have one from another kit. Let's just steal one for now. If I find it later, I'll grab it. It depends on what comes in the BMG kit. I've used both. Yeah, you don't have to be here to win, Ben. You'll be good. Yeah, I'm not sure if it came with one or not. I have a different kit right here. If I find the one that is supposed to come in this kit, I will throw it in here. But I picked up I think it was just a mellow BMG kit a while back. So it was for the Sherpa Micro that I had printed out parts for. Yeah, I can always order another one later on, or find one or figure it out. But for right now, let's just use this. Yeah, do you guys hear the dogs barking? Yeah, my parents are here. Yeah, so we're just gonna use, I've got you can hardly even see it, but it's right here. It's possible that it's around somewhere. I mean, if you just set it down on there, it's really hard to see it on this white background, so it might be somewhere around and I'm not seeing it. But for the sake of moving forward, we'll just use this one, place this on the end here, and it's going to be going to just the tension. Yeah. Why are we not? Oh, I need to press harder. Okay, there we go. Oh. Cool, so we got that in place. I thought that was my dog, either a delivery or the neighbor's cat. My dog is making, oh no, sorry. Yeah, it could be a gremlin. I think I saw it at one point. I'm not gonna say the kit didn't come with one because I'm nearly positive. Is it supposed to be that inset when it's, Is that right? It pops out, it probably is right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw that the kit came with one, so I'd rather roll it as a me thing. I've lost larger things on stream before, so we'll say it's me. Okay, tune the tensions clockwise will increase tension, grip of filament, too much tension will result in print issue, yes. Latch shuttle. The latch mechanism must be seat in the groove of the shuttle. This is what allows, yeah, I think we're fine. When it's closed, yes, that's fine then. It's saying when it's closed, it should be vertical like that, not an angle. So that's fine. Now we're doing the teeth. Let's see. Close the latch and put a piece of filament through the, oh, so I shouldn't have bent this filament. Meeting time, gotta go. No worries. Let's do the giveaway really quick. Do that. Only thing I dislike about movies, but one slight warping on the front corner of large prints. It takes up the whole bed. Guess they have. So they like Fabrico sells edge-to-edge heaters, which would probably help. I think the main reason is because the heater that comes on the V0 doesn't typically go edge-to-edge, so you have kind of a cooler zone towards the outside of it. So I imagine if you had an edge-to-edge heater, it would at least help with that, and then heat soaking as well. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. I'm gonna unpin the giveaway form. Let's remove that. I'll give anyone that's filling it out another 60 seconds. Let's go to me really quick. We've got 102 entries. Nice. So I'll have to download the form for this one. How many viewers do we have? 106 viewers, 85 likes. If you have not hit the like button, please do. Our goal is 100 likes. And we only need 15 more, so. Yeah, I'm gonna wait 30 seconds and then I'll download the spreadsheet, upload the spreadsheet, and then we'll do the drawing for the winner here. I can't believe it's already been 2 hours of the stream. Time flies. Okay, so we've got, how many entries now? 103. This is what we're doing. We're calling it here. So opening this in sheets. And nope, that's not what I want. 104. Someone else snuck in. Okay. Download all of CSV. Okay. Extract all. Extract. One sec, I have to drop it into Google Drive really quick. Okay, so there should be 104 people. Yep, 104 people. Sweet. All right. Awesome. It's a great stream for background audio while I do some work. I appreciate the calm atmosphere. Well, I appreciate you calling the stream calm, because if most people were to describe me, I don't think calm would be the first thing they say, but I guess it is like, I try to have relatively mellow music and we're all kind of hanging out. It gets a little, we get a little pumped up sometimes, but yeah, I guess it is pretty mellow. I kind of like that. Sweet, Red Galaxy Polymaker ASA is in stock. Thank you, Zombie. If you want to purchase Galaxy ASA and you've been waiting on Red, it is in stock. There's a link in the description that will support the channel, so if you are going to pick some up, definitely do so. Also, really quickly, thank you to Polymaker. Polymaker is awesome. Last week, they sent us their Galaxy ASA and ABS that we opened on stream, but they allow us to do a giveaway every single week, and they make incredible... Yes, lots of squirrels. They make incredible filament. Whether you need PLA, they've got, what's the new, Zombie, what's the new PLA? That's the pretty, not Galaxy, is it not Vertigo? That doesn't sound right. What's the name for it? They have a brand new PLA series that's absolutely gorgeous. And they've got their new ASA and ABS line, which is glittery ABS and ASA. And yeah, they're just awesome company. They support the channel. They support lots of different communities. And we're incredibly thankful they allow us to do this every single week. So on that note, let's shuffle the entries a few times here. Let's do 3 times for the third. And here, actually, no. We said Jackson's how much? He's 12 pounds, so we'll do 12. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, Starlight. I can never remember. It's Starlight. That's right. Starlight, shine bright. Okay, good luck, everybody. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Good luck. Yeah, I really need. I saw you printed out some Starlight, I think, right, Liz? You were doing the, the Star Wars, I can't think, like the kit, the Star Wars kit in that color. Hey, Kenneth! Kenneth, congratulations! You are the winner. Yeah, I just saw you. I don't know if you've won before. I definitely know, I've seen your name around a lot in chat, but congratulations, you are a winner. So I will send you an email later tonight with the form, and yeah, if you're in the States, you'd be able to get a Galaxy ABS or ASA if that's what you want. So congratulations, and yeah, I don't know, what did you LOL at, Zombie? What did I say? What did I do? It is almost May the 4th. Yes, yeah, it's you, Kenneth. So I'll shoot you an email later on, and we will get you the form so you can pick up your filament. Okay, let's see if we can. The goal is, I know my parents are home and they brought food, so let's try to kick some booty and get this toolhead done so I can do some of the wiring between this stream and next stream, so we can actually print with this printer on stream and see how that goes. So we need to close the latch, and then you're looking for light teeth marks on the surface of the filament. We'll repeat this step once more after the motor's installed. Okay, so I'm gonna grab PLA as our filament to feed in. We've got some Snapmaker PLA from our J1. I did the BD1 too, and yeah, I saw that. It looks awesome. The Printer Prawn, he's got the one year membership. How come I didn't see it? You did get the 1 year. Congrats. Yeah, you got the 1 year little icon. I need to work on a 1 year, 6 months, and a 2 year. That's a different one, because when I started the memberships, I never anticipated what 1 year would look like, and here we are. So. Oh my gosh. That sounds awful, Sam. I'm sorry to hear that, man. What'd you do? You guys are all hurting yourself. I know that, oh, he's slipping my name right now. Why can't I think of his name? One of our mods, like, broke his elbow. I think it was on a scooter a while back, or his arm. He's been recovering. Now I feel old. Okay, yes, so let's go ahead and do this. So it says close this, insert filament, which we've done. And it says you're looking for light teeth marks on the surface of the filament. We will repeat this step once more after the motor is installed. So light teeth marks. I definitely don't see light teeth marks. Softer and flexible filament will deform and shoot poorly with tension. Mini Stealthburner adds an anti-squish screw. Back in the screw out. Okay, so it says that the anti-squishy is for if you're doing things like flexible filaments, but hey John, welcome to base mode. I don't know if it's gonna do the notification or the oh, it is. Yay! Thank you, John. Welcome. I appreciate it. Welcome to base mode. I've been watching you for a year. Yeah, I know. I definitely know that you have, Zombie. Longboarding. Oh my god. Oh no, that sounds awful. I got a skateboard. My first skateboard when I was probably 7 or 8 years old, and it was from KB Toys, which used to be, I don't even know if they exist, but store in the mall, and it was a Pikachu skateboard with plastic black trucks, and I rode it. I rode it down the driveway at my parents' house, and I was riding it on my belly, face forward, and I hit where the garage, the driveway meets the asphalt, and I had too much weight forward, and so my face went forward into the asphalt. And there's a photo of me in the backyard with my dad and my little brother holding our skateboards, and I've just got a gash on my face. So yeah, skateboards, I love skateboarding. Skateboards are amazing. I don't skateboard much anymore, but even just for cruising. But yes, skateboards can be brutal. I'm really sorry to hear that. Actually hoping my son decides tomorrow is go time, so he will be a May the 4th baby. That would be awesome. Sam Prentice is doing a K1. He's not doing a review, right? He just got it. So the unboxing. Same as the Stealthburner. Can't believe I wasn't a member. I think you were a member at some point, John. I feel like you were, because I remember. I'm almost positive you were a member. I wonder if something switched or like a payment changed or something like that. There was an issue with it and it just canceled it. Maybe that's what it was. Because yeah, I swore you remember at some point too. Hey, Zombie, thank you for the gifted membership. Dismantled, you got it. Congratulations. Thanks, Zombie. Sounds like the time I broke some teeth. Oh, that sounds awful. That sounds awful. Ugh. I remember when Scarred, whatever was on MTV, and I couldn't watch it. I hated it. I did not like it. So the question I have is, with the anti-squishy thingamajig, does it need a specific level of tension right now, or does it not really matter right now, and the tension's just going to be applied through the tension arm, right here, like this guy? I don't know if yeah, I'm not sure if I need to do anything with it right now. Softer and flexible, yes. Screws backing the screw out increases the distance, and tightening the screw decreases it. Setting this minimum distance helps to prevent the gears from meshing too tightly or binding. Okay, so we're fine. Thank you, Zombie. The anti-squish prevents the energies from bottoming out on each other. Gotcha. So right now, basically, just push it, like tighten it all the way, kind of. Well, I screwed up then, didn't I? I should have tensioned it before I put this guy in. I don't know if I need to do anything right now. Same setup as Stealthburner. I don't remember Del Mar. Okay, so let's loosen this one more time. And lose our little spacer that we stole already. I broke my skull. Oh my god, that's awful. I don't like any of it. I worked at KB Toys Maternity. The kids loved me, but the parents did not. I would make the toys play sounds just after they were told the kid couldn't touch. Oh my god. I would have fun with it. I would totally have fun with it. Seeing the look on the kiddos' faces, getting all excited. Okay, so no, this is too small of a. This is what we need. Check live streams. Oh, check live streams. Okay. Whoa. 1066. I can't believe it's been a year for you as well. That's crazy. Thank you for the 1 year. I can't. I mean, it feels like I've been streaming forever, but also it's like, man, how has it been a year? Okay, so let me. I feel like I need food. I'm definitely feeling like the coffee has hit me, and I feel like that uncomfortable hyperness. I haven't felt this way in a while, actually. Okay. Okay, Delmar sent me a video, how to set the gear in Clockwork 2. Okay, no, this is...
One of the questions that came up after I put up my video about adjusting the anti-squish thingamajig screw was how to adjust backlash on the Stealthburner. So while I've got this new Stealthburner...
Wait up.
Hi, this is
3 months ago.
filament anti-squish to just show everybody how to be tight, good and tight. This is bottomed out. You don't have to bottom it out as long as it's good and tight. I'm going to go ahead and clip that in place. And then with this particular gear set, you can see that if that's all tightened up, you can hear that's binding up. Those gears are binding up. So what the anti-squish thingamabobber does is I'm going to come in here, and you guys can hopefully see I'm getting in that screw. What it does, and if you look carefully at the gap here, as I back this off a little bit, it pulls that guidler arm out just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to start back from all the way in.
Oh, okay, so all the way in, it gives no gap.
Back off, right, as I unscrew counterclockwise. Hopefully.
Gotcha. Okay, so it looks like all the way in is no gap from what I'm seeing. But with this one, you can't, it doesn't look like you're actually able to adjust it without loosening that first arm. So I'm just going to, like, it's hard to show, but I'm going to tighten it fully, or almost fully. That's a really tough angle, actually. What am I doing wrong? There's no hole for it, right? I'm not missing anything. It doesn't look like there's a hole for it like there is on the Stealthburner. I don't know if I can even, I might have goofed. I might need to, yeah, I don't know. 1.27. Put some music back on. I feel like this is going to be tough. I think I should have tightened it more initially. Let's see, I've got it. Yeah, I feel like I'm stripping it now. Interesting. I guess we can technically take things off. Yeah, knock on wood, I've never broken anything. I've hurt myself, definitely hurt myself, but never broken anything. Knock on wood. Yeah, I think I need to actually, I think I need to seat it in further, so that way I can actually access it after. But it doesn't look like you can adjust it as easily as, oh great, so this needs to go. So I either need to take this out completely, so let's... Can I even get this out? No, yeah, there we go. Okay, so now I've got a better shot of it. So let's see if we can get this tightened without stripping it. I might need to take this one fully out and start over. I think I stripped this one, this screw. A second. It's definitely not spinning very well. Because at least from that video, it looks like this needs to be almost all the way in. I actually think we need to take off more. It's kind of a bummer. I wish I had known. It didn't look like it needed to be seated so fully, but it just doesn't, it takes quite a lot of force to get it to thread in. Check live streams. Okay. Oh man, we gotta take out a bunch of screws. This sucks. That was definitely a screw up. Elbow is a small break, so they gave me support. Oh man. That's a bummer. I'm really sorry, Sam. How long did you have that on for? You see, I'm gonna go really quickly grab like a clip bar or something like that, and I'll come back and we'll get this figured out. But I wish that the instructions had said, let me see here. I don't recall them saying you needed to, like, I just barely put that in here. Yeah, it doesn't, I guess, I mean, it shows the color here, so maybe that's inferring it needs to be all the way in. But from my understanding, I thought I just needed to insert it a little bit. But yeah, well, you've got the leverage to be able to screw it all the way in. I think I'm going to, this time, screw it all the way in, back it out once, and then screw it all the way back in, so that way I don't have to do this again. But let me go grab a Cliff Bar and have some food in my belly, and then we'll get this knocked out. I thought we were going to finish the toolhead, but we might not. I might just do the toolhead, the rest of it on my own or something like that, which is kind of a bummer. I didn't really want to do that, so we'll see. I'll be back. Cliff Bar and fruit snacks. Zombies, Zombies pawning off his Swatch truck. We'll print a Swatch truck on this. Okay. Yeah, I like to try to do most everything on stream other than a lot of the electrical stuff just to show it, but in this case, because like time is of the essence, I'll have to do a fair bit off stream. Next week will be our last stream for this build. Anything that, like, if there's anything that I do off stream that I think is noteworthy, I will absolutely call it out on the next stream. But yeah, so far, I goofed on the thingamajig. That definitely... The thingamajig definitely should be installed fully, so that way you've created the threads in the plastic, because it's just, you get much more leverage on it with the Stealthburner. Oh, come on, how are we stuck? There we go. Alright, we'll try to do this in record time so we can get back to where we were. Okay. Even when you take it out, it's just kind of an awkward angle. There we go. I hope I can even get the screw out. What I might do... Hey Dan, thank you. Thank you for the 2 pounds. Cheers. I think what I'm gonna do is actually try to find, just grab my needle nose pliers and see if I can grip it, just to get it out. These needle nose pliers suck. All right, come on. They've got a little thing on the end of them. I know I own a few pairs of them, but are they here? There we go. All right, these will do. Okay, so let's just see if we can get this out by gripping it and twisting it. It is crazy. I haven't had coffee in a bit, and I can't believe how shaky I am from the coffee. It is wild. I have coffee a fair bit now, but boy, is it. There we go. All right. This screw. Let's get rid of you. We don't want to see you. So let's try it again. We should still have them out. I think they're these. Yeah, this bag right here. Let's try a new screw. Get it all the way in, then back it out. So we've created our thread in the plastic. Okay. Oh, is this the right one? It's not. Where the heck? I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. Like, I'm having such a hard time getting this in. I feel like it shouldn't be this difficult to get this in. Okay, well, I wonder if... the first time I was installing it and it was going in at what I thought was the wrong angle, if that was the right angle. I don't know. Printed parts, tune might be off. Yeah, it's possible. Everything's been fine, but this is just being a real pain in the butt. Like, I am having a serious hard time getting it in. I wish I had like a better driver that had more of leverage that I could use, but I am, like, when I'm looking at the image here, it looks like, again, it's going perfectly in angle with this part. So like the angle that this piece is at, it just goes straight in that way, and I'm not able to do that. I might need to print that part. It's so awkward to try to get any leverage in here. Hey, what's up, Phil? Happy Wednesday. I don't think it's, I can't tell. I think it's not going. What to do? What to do? The Fabrico drivers, I don't have a small enough size. The Wera driver is only good on a 1.5. I don't have very many drivers that work with such a small, small size. Let me try this one more time, I guess. If I put some downward force. I have no idea if this is. Ah, this might be doing it. This might be doing it. I think we're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're in. Yeah. All right. Now we should be able to back off, hopefully. I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna thread, so we've got it in. I'm gonna go out and back in one more time. Way better. Cool. All right. Woo! Oh, there's Nimgira. Use a socket to cut the thread first. That's way smarter. Use a sword under the Allen key and try turning it in a quarter turn at a time by grabbing the long end leg of the Allen key. Yeah. No, that's a good idea though, to use a socket head to cut the threads first. But yeah, we got it. It was just a struggle. Okay, we should be back on track now. Let me see if I can kick butt and get us back to where we were. So, bearing is in still. Let me make sure everything's still in place. That looks fine still. Let's pop this guy back in like that. Super glue we did. Bearing is still in the center, hopefully. Yep, it's still in there. Okay, so this is where we need to quickly do this. So the guidler needs to go in facing like this. Let's go with this. Yeah, I think the mistake, well, it was tough, but the mistake I did is I should have gotten that screw in further prior to us getting to the point where we needed to like tension it correctly. It was just much harder to get leverage on it, having it sticking out as far as it was once we were at the step that needed to do that. Okay, so we got that. We got shuttle is right here. And you are going like this. And then this guy goes like this. And then, if I remember correctly, you go back on top now that you've got the right part. Nope. There we go. Okay. We did it. Okay, and once again on the M325s, I won't over tighten them. I goofed on the first time. Hey, Nemgria, how many V0s have you built? Like, either from beginning to end or just during like the prototyping and designing phase? Like, do you think like, are we talking like 10 plus or 20 plus? I feel like it's got to be a lot, especially during the initial, like again, like prototyping, designing phase, and making iterations on parts. This ball and driver, yeah, these are awesome. So like I always had cheap tools, and I find only 2. So when you're designing then and you're making changes, then you're just doing it until you're happy with that part. I would have thought it would be a lot more, especially, I don't know, just considering it. But I've rebuilt those 2 many, many times. Okay, that makes sense then. So instead of next iteration having a new one, just tear it apart and use the parts as much as you can. How small is the mini Stealthburner compared to the regular Stealthburner? Ironically, my switch wire has been sitting on the ground for a while. Let's see if we can see this really quick. Can I move camera? There we go. So, Stealthburner, mini Stealthburner. I don't have the measurements. I won't take the measurements right now, but to give you at least a visual representation, it's still decent size, the mini Stealthburner, but I mean, yeah, compared to the 2, it's, I would say the biggest difference I think is front to back. Front to back, it's much smaller, but like top to bottom, it's maybe I would say it's a third-ish of the size. I'm sorry, 2/3 of the size, not a third less. But yeah, front to back, it's much smaller. It depends on which direction the measurement is that you're comparing. Hey, what's up, Dutch? Happy Wednesday. Okay, let's tighten these screws down. All right, so this one, let's just make sure it can pivot freely. That's a little too tight. It's probably fine, but there we go. Stealthburner, yeah, Stealthburner is definitely chunky. I really like the Stealthburner though. I ran the Afterburner initially on the switch wire, and then we converted it on stream. Let me make sure I didn't over tighten this again. Yes, I did, because it's me. We converted it on stream. And I really like the Stealthburner. Just like the hiding of the board on the inside, the little like, I call it like the Batmobile, you know, the Batmobile wing is really cool. The lights for the build area is awesome, or for the work area. And the status LED is super cool as well. Plus it's just, I don't know, it's neat looking. It stands out majorly as far as compared to any other toolhead I've ever seen. Such a unique looking toolhead. It's still probably a little bit overkill. Let's do... Okay, that feels better. Okay, that's back in place. Now we need to do 2 screws on the bottom again. Hopefully we won't have to tear this apart for at least a little while. Oops. All my Rooks are PLA besides my Rook 2020, which is Playmaker Polysmooth. Did you smooth the parts for it too, Zombie? I feel like that would really screw up the tolerances. I finished my work. Nice. With the, is it with the new frame? I will say that the EVA 2.4 that I'm running on the V-Minion and the modified version that I'm running on the Mercury 1.1 is a damn good toolhead. Like, cooling is really, really solid on it. But I think that, like, maybe if you're going for the quickest speeds possible, but again, I think for like fast printing but still high quality, it definitely can hang. Like, I don't think it's an issue. I don't know as far as weight goes. I haven't seen weight comparisons between the two. I'm using a Mantis. The Mantis are crazy looking. The Mantis are nuts. I know that, oh, his name's slipping my mind, but he had a Mantis on his V0, and it's a nutty looking toolhead. Doesn't look as nice. It definitely doesn't look as nice. And I like the balance of, like, it's super pretty. But we will do at least the Dragon Burner on one of the V0s that we're gonna mod. I smoothed my acetone, my Hypercube with acetone 3 years ago. Dang. Ordered a Goliath hot end now, adapting the VZ. Sick. That's awesome. Okay. Let's not get distracted. All right, this is good. We need to press this back on. Okay. So for this piece, we are dropping you down. The VZ toolhead also is not very light, right? In comparison to other options that are out there. I mean, it's large in size. I imagine it can't be very light. Yet that thing still whips around. So I think as long as you've got a, you know, rigid motion system, rigid gantry, it's probably not that big of a deal. What is the brand of the ball head? These guys? These are Wera. I think they're German. I'm pretty sure they're German. I had a lot of people swear by them for a long time, and I watched oh gosh, the YouTube channel that tests all the different tools, and they performed really well there as well. So I finally was like, all right, I'm gonna spoil myself. I use tools enough. We build enough printers. I should probably have something pretty, something nicer. Hoping for Bika will have the kit for the XOL2. What's the XOL? Is that the toolhead? Oh, these ones? Yeah, these are Bondus. They're pretty inexpensive on Amazon, but they're amazing. They are fantastic. I think for the price, you'll have a hard time finding something comparable. They're also really comfortable, which is nice. Okay, so we still have our slight gap. I think we're fine. Again, it's not perfectly centered, but it's not rubbing as far as I can tell. So next step was, yes, we did that. We've already done that, so we should be okay there. Okay, so this is the part. So again, I'm checking. I imagine if I have the what's it called? Thingamajig? What's it? Anti-squish thingamajig, yeah. I imagine if I have that thing as tight as I do. Oh no, the gears are... Interesting, okay, so I do feel actually the gears, so I might need to back off a hair more then. Why does it feel rougher now that I've reassembled it? It definitely doesn't feel as smooth as it did. Yeah, that doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel very good. Which is weird, because I still see the gap between the big gear. I built my entire SIBOOR kit with the BQ H2 Revo, included ball heads. Oh my gosh, you're an animal. I think I did the first V0 with tiny little Allen keys as well. And after that, we were starting the second one, and that's when Pi had seen it and was like, no, you need some different tools, man. You have to hold the idler. Oh, gotcha, okay. You want it in place then, right? Like you want to press force on it so that way the teeth are engaged. Yeah, it's definitely not smooth. I don't understand though, like I have the screw pretty loose. Actually, it's getting better. It's getting better. It's getting much better actually, so I don't know. I backed it off a little bit more even. Probably to where it was before, if I'm being perfectly honest. But yeah, it feels much better now. Okay, we'll roll with that. I don't know. Basically, you're doing the backlash of the gears, and you will do the same on the extruder motor to white plastic gear. Just like so. Okay. Will you be looking at that? Will you be looking at the Ender 3 Quark Spy conversion mod at Merv? I did talk to Scott briefly about it, and yeah, if the kits become available, I would enjoy building one. I should check on the set screw. Let's see. John's gonna come talk. Hey, thanks for hanging out, John. Continue the video to get the correct backlash. Okay, that's not till after the motor though, right? I think I saw. I think that's the next part, right?
Just a quick overview of how to.
Yeah, so it's the second part. So we'll watch that once we get to the motor.
Hi, this is Dave.
I think for right now we're fine though. We can put the tensioner on. It's moving smoothly. They built that with a belt so tight I had to tune them. Well, yeah, it wasn't until you sent me the tuning guide for the Mercury 1.1, and I realized that I've probably been over tensioning my belt for the entirety of my printing. I mean, it hasn't really been an issue, but yeah, even with the V0, with the V0.2, because this one had, I don't think on the previous versions it told you to use an app and sort of like what the correct hertz was to tune it to. And with this tuned correctly, it's also, the belts are looser than I would have done them based off of going off of feel. So it's one of those things where if you don't know, like, it's how would you ever know, right? Like you like you see you want tension, and as long as things aren't skipping and you don't see the belts wearing, but I guess there could still be stretching happening, which I think would happen regardless over time. But yeah, I never had anyone to like show or explain it, so I've always been like, yeah, I want it nice and tight. But I think, yeah, I've been overdoing it. I've definitely been overdoing it. Okay, so we're good with this. The teeth marks is just saying, I think, for the actual tension arm on this, which we can always do later, but since we're here, let's do that. Might be a little too tight. Might be actually okay. Just light teeth marks. Yeah, I think we're okay. Okay, should be fine for now. Again, we'll always adjust them later. Okay, fans. So we've got in here 2 blower fans. I think my parents just got home, so I might have to call it because I want to eat with them since they're visiting. But regardless, I will continue this on my own after stream, I think, and get this built and installed. And we will continue next week. I'll do a lot of the electronics and we'll kind of just go from there. On your stream on RatReg, there's a macro that uses the ADXL to help adjust belts. That's awesome if that's the case. That's the first time I've heard of that then. That's super cool. Okay, so we want, obviously, the blower part down. And then we want, it looks like the actual spinning portion of the fan facing inward. That doesn't seem right to me. That can't be right. Yeah, it goes towards the outside. Doesn't seem right. My parents are definitely home. Dogs are freaking out. I think we just slide it in. Orient the fan in such a way that the fan will blow down with part cooling. Yep. Nemgria, thank you very much, man, for the $20. Cheers, bud. I really appreciate it. It's cool having you hang out. hopefully I'm not letting you down with the build. It's definitely been a bit since we've done the other one, the V0, so it's been a bit working with such a small printer. Oh god, I wish she brought Swedish meatballs. Someone is in the house. Donate to Mobot so you can afford to replenish this nylon washer stock. Thank you so much for the stream and giveaways. You're awesome. I hope you all have an amazing day. I have to head out. Hey, thank you so much, Dusty. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you for hanging out. Mark the hot end fan wires. Mark the hot end fan wires? Oh, you're saying so you can tell the difference. They come out the same. Gotcha. Yep. That's a good idea. Okay, why are we not going in? I remember it being a tight fit. I remember it being a tight fit initially. Hey, what's up, Polymate? Things are going good. My parents actually just landed yesterday, and they're staying here for a week. So it's cool. It's the first time they're meeting baby Jack. Okay, I am doing something. I am being a goof. What am I doing, Daniel? Think here for a sec. I don't remember it being this difficult. And if I remember, these ones just slide in, right? It's a slide. Is it these fans? Are they not standard size fans? What's going on here? There's no lip. Okay, maybe... No, they have to slide in. Oh, I'm struggling. This tool reminds you of the Apogee toolhead from Ender 3. Went from my opinion. Yeah, majorly. Give me teamwork for a Murph. Now I need to build another. Nice. Thank you. Yeah, tomorrow we're going on a bit of a road trip to go check out a waterfall. It'll be my second time there, but we missed the season last year, so we missed, like, it wasn't really flowing very much. Well, it should be much better this time. How are you doing? Yeah, it's their first time meeting him. This is the first time they met him, so it's been super cool. So yeah, the issue I'm running into, really quick here. The issue I'm running into right now is that this little, the stopper, right? Or like the thing that helps hold it in place, I am not able to get it beyond that. I can apply pressure inward and try, which is probably the next step. I'm just scared about, I think on the V0, I'm having flashbacks. I think I broke it the first time because it was over extruded, my printed part, and I shoved it in and it cracked the wall. So, well, we did it. So I guess you gotta be a little more aggressive. I'm being a little too cautious with this. So that worked out fine. Okay, so now for the front fans. Yeah, I guess you just kind of got to squeeze the fan in. I mean, it makes sense. You need a tight fit because there's no screws holding it in place. It's just sort of friction fit with the little peg there, but I was scared. I was scared. I just broke the fan. Yeah, I broke the front of my fan pushing it in. I think that I broke a fan too the first time. So it's a fine line between it needs to be tight, but did you over extrude? Are your tolerances correct? Are you gonna break your fan? But yeah, it seems like the tolerances are fine. It was just me. Hey, Dwayne, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. Gotta run. No worries. Thank you for hanging out. You may want to look into the lights now. Wait, what? You may want to look into the lights now. Oh, you're saying installing the LEDs. No. I'm gonna build it without the LEDs, and then afterwards we're gonna install it. I know it makes sense to do it right now, but I want to build it just because it's the kit, and I'm gonna be doing a video on the kit. I know it's just LEDs, but I just want to do like exactly what the kit included to the letter, so that way I feel like if there's anything that's screwed up, it's either my fault or the kit's fault, and not something I added onto it. But yeah, we'll definitely be installing the LEDs, and probably the Nevermore at the same time when we do that. It'll be a future stream. Okay, so for the front fan, we want it facing the wire off the side. So wires need to come out the right side so that way we can run them through the channel. And I remember this is a pretty tight fit. It's basically got a small channel right here, and then when you put this fan in, it keeps those in place. But you got to be careful to make sure that these stay within their little, I don't know what you want to call it, tunnel, channel, because otherwise when you press this fan in, you can damage these wires. Don't ask how I know. So let's see. So you're saying to mark, we're just gonna put some heat shrink tubing on one of these fans. Okay, I think the fans have to be out. Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, based off of what a couple people have said, the fans in this aren't very good. So we'll see if the fans end up holding up or not. But I might end up replacing them in the future with like honey badger fans anyway. So, but yeah, for right now, I'm just going to grab a piece of heat shrink. Will this fit over the plug? No. Let's grab this red one for right now. Good call, Delmar, because I would have forgotten to do this. So all we're doing is throwing some heat shrink over these wires because the colors and the plug, the little JST connection, are the exact same. And when we get down to the control board or the controller, when we're doing the wiring, we won't know what's what. So we'll just take it over, take a little lighter to it. It'll be fine for now. Later on, we can clean it up a little bit down there, but at least now it's over this. and it can't fall off the plug, so we'll see it later. I don't normally use a lighter, but I don't have a hot air gun. I use like a big rework station, and it's too much of a pain to run back and forth. I already replaced my part cooling fan. Yeah, it seems like the part cooling fan on these is not very good from what everyone's been saying, so I don't anticipate we'll even be using these for very long. But for now, again, we'll keep them in just because it's what we've got. What did you go with? I used a silver Sharpie. Would have been probably a lot smarter. I only have I think a black Sharpie somewhere, but yeah, silver. I should probably invest in a silver Sharpie. Okay, so this should, I think, just pop into place. Yep, there we go. How come this fan? This fan seems like it's pretty loose. I thought, if I remember correctly, before it snap fit. Did something change with? Or is it no longer snapped in? Is it using screw? No. Something feels different. I swore that before when you put this in, it kind of snapped down. GSD time ball bearings as usual. Okay. Yeah, I've had really good luck with Honey Badger fans. They're a slow and almost no airflow. Great. But yeah, I thought before that this kind of went in and then the lip snapped it in place, but it seems like it doesn't hold it as well as I remember it doing on the V0 or the mini afterburner. Like it's in, but it's still got a ton of play. Oh, okay, so it's interesting. Okay, so the pressure of the other one kind of sandwiches it, I guess, then? Okay, so this is gonna go like this and out. Fabrico's a 3-fan kit. Oh, nice. Okay, I'll probably just get that then. Fabrico did send over some Honey Badger fans a while back, but I think I used a lot of them already. I know I used at least 2 on the Mercury 1.1. Okay, so we got this fan in place. We'll do the same thing here. Well, that's right. Both fan wires have to come out the top, right? That's, if I remember correctly. That's why it gets kind of tight, because you have 2 fans. Yeah, so these fans also need to go through that same little channel there. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Couple things. 1, that side was way easier than that side. And 2, that was a lot easier than I remembered it being. And this fan is definitely not popping out on its own. It still has more play than I remember. I will say that, but it doesn't. I don't think it's going to be able to come out, especially now that the wires got it pinched in. So we're fine. Thank you, Delmar. That would have stumped me for a little bit. I would have been there like, what's happening? Okay, so we got our fans in. Now we're doing the pancake motor. Looks like wires are facing upwards. Right. Backside wires. Wait, am I? Oh, yeah, I'm a goofball. I was like, how is this tightening? So we're going from the front side. M310s. M310s. Those must be out already. Yeah, still working on the toolhead zombie. We had to take it apart. The whatchamacallit thing, or the thingamajig, I didn't have it in enough. I needed to take it apart and push it in and out, or thread it in and out a couple times to build those, or to like create those threads in the plastic. The angle was just way too hard with the tiny head of the screw once I had it all closed up. Okay, we're getting there though. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I think we keep this loose for now, right? We're only slightly tightening them 3 times now. We're just in the yeah, okay. Yeah, the anti-squish thingamajig. Yeah, I goofed on that. It's still new to me. Like, I know that we built the Stealthburner, but I haven't done it enough to feel like I know exactly what it's doing. I think that after this time, I could probably figure it out. Like moving forward, I'll remember how to do it correctly. But I definitely didn't remember this time. That is not very straight, is it? That's what she said. I don't know what I said. I said that's not very straight, and then I read that, which made me laugh, but that couldn't be what you said that to. Okay, so this does feel like we've got... That side can move. This side should probably be loosened a hair more. All right, we've got what I would say is probably free range. Okay, getting geared up. The screw hole on the right of the motor is... Oh, interesting. Okay, so that's why we're only moving on one side. Only one of them slotted. So this one. So this guy on the right side. Oh, you guys can't see it. You're running out of filament? A goof running out of filament? Oh no. I was building Stealthburners for Enderprinter when it was in beta. Oh, yeah, I wanted to. Yeah, so you can see it wiggling right there. I wanted to, but I waited because I knew that like if I built the beta version, as soon as the non-beta version came out, I would want to tear it all down, so I decided to hold off. The screw on the right, back, proper meshings, also called backlash, M310 button never inserting. Need to be loose until proper backlash is found. Yes, these screws need to have extra head thread on the backside attached externally. Using a toolhead PCB, you'll need the extra thread and spacer. Okay, better get your bifocals. Open up the extruder latch and drop the guidler down so you can freely rotate the 50T. Okay, so we've already got this opened up. Okay, so we're able to rotate these teeth. They feel pretty good to me. On the next page, we will be setting the proper gear mesh between the motor and the BMG. You will benefit from good lighting and some magnification. Oh gosh. Okay, so we need to adjust the motor, the amount of engagement between. We need to adjust the amount of engagement between the motor pin and the 50T gear with the latch and guider open. Hold the print head at an angle that allows you to easily see and move the. Okay. Use your finger to manipulate the feed back and forth. As you do, rotate the motor down into the gear. As the two begin to mesh, you'll feel and see the play in the 50 teeth becomes less and less. Once you have a very small amount, your meshing is set. Once you feel snug about the two gear meshing, snug up the two in the next step. Make sure you still have some backlash after you make sure you so you want some backlash. Wait. Which is a very small amount of movement. Okay, so you're saying you want a small amount of movement, basically. Zero backlash will cause premature. Okay, gotcha. Yep. All right. Okay. Yeah, so check it. So when it's loose, when the gear's not engaged, you got the backlash, right? You can see it, it's able to wiggle back and forth like that. And so now we're moving it downwards. Now there's none. There's a hair. You can't even see it, I don't think. Yeah, you can maybe see a hair. It's a tiny bit now. So I think we're gonna leave it like that. If it says it wants a little bit, let's leave it like that. And then we'll check it after I've tightened everything down. Let's do the right side first. Okay, so I think it's actually best to hold the screwdriver like, oh, Dr. Dave's other video, that's right, dude.
The questions that came up after I put up my video about adjusting the anti-squish thingamajig getting out. I wondered about the backlash 2 years. Now that might sound great, that a little bit of play between those, but and that's not a good little bit of a slot in it. The way that I adjust is I get it fully tight, right? That's all the way. If I'm looking at the rotation here, I rotate that fully clockwise, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come and then just with my thumb barely push that a little bit until I just see it move a little bit. I'm going to snug this down and I'm going to come back here and I'm going to listen. I don't think that you can hear it here, right?
I can hear it. It's ever so slight light clicking. Yeah, so it's basically the teeniest, tiniest amount. Okay.
Between.
Cool. I like his name, Dr. Dave. Like, it's great. Hey, what's up, Luke? It's either Lucky Boy or Lukey Boy, Lucky Boy. Play on. All right. Okay, so you had it fully. I think I need to make this it's really tricky to show. I think you did a great job of actually showing it because it's, yeah, so there's none there. It's too much. Still too much. I think I had it pretty good the first time. No, too tight. It's such a small, it's such a minor adjustment. It still seems like too much. Oh, it's Dr. Dave from the Voron team. Oh, well that. I don't even know the entire Voron team. Like I've seen and talked with a few at Murph. But yeah, I definitely didn't talk to everybody. I feel like that's close. We're really close. I think I'm going with it. There's a little bit more wiggle than what he had in the video. How many people and they can't make a Delta? A Voron Delta would be freaking cool. I'm a big fan of the Delta. I remember when I first got into printing and saw them, I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I have a feeling that after the stream ends, I'm going to spend a little bit more time getting this exactly how I want it. It doesn't help. Let's see. That's perfect. That's perfect. There's no, you can't see anything really, but I can still kind of feel, I can still feel, let's go back. Where is it? There it is. So you can't really see anything moving, but can you hear this on the mic? Let me know if you guys can hear that. I don't know if it'll pick it up. Tiny little click, like tiny little click from the teeth moving, which to me is exactly how it was shown in the video. Yeah, we're rolling with that. Yeah, you can hear it. Yeah. Thank you for the video, Delmar. It's definitely very nice to have a example like that. It leaves it much less open to interpretation. Okay. Motor's on. Backlash. We've done that. Better safe than sorry. After tightening down those 2 screws, we did that. Okay, so what's the left? We have hot end, PTFE. Cutting it to the correct size, bolting it in, and bolting it to the gantry. I'm gonna do this final part off stream. My parents got home like 15 minutes ago and they brought home lunch, so I want to sit down and eat with them. They're only here for a week, and since we moved, I only get to see them a couple times a year. So between now and next week, I will have done this, and I will have done a fair bit of the wiring and panels. A lot of the wiring and panels. My goal is next week, basically, I will wait to do first power up with everybody, so that way we can see what happens. And then the goal is to do the basic stuff, like to get up input shaping, get our PID tuning, and hopefully print something. That's the game plan. But yeah, I originally was gonna go between 2 to 3 hours. We're at 3:15. I thought we'd get further. I goofed a bit. That screw on the thingamajig set me back a little bit, and then also it's me. I got distracted. We talked a lot. So anyways, it was still a super fun stream. Thank you everyone for hanging out. I know there was lots of familiar faces and quite a few new faces, so thank you everyone that whether you're new or returning. Also, thank you everyone for the donations and for the memberships and the chat and all of the help. It sounds like Guide Reader enjoyed time family. Yeah, thank you guys very much. I wish Canada had a micro center. PIF is print it forward. Yeah, it's like part of the Voron community. They have it like it's. I don't know who runs it. Like to make sure it's all legit, but like they're Voron parts printed on Voron printers. They don't really have a ton of upcharge. Like there's some time for like the machine wear, electricity, the filament, and all that. But like it's pretty like fair priced for someone that doesn't have the ability to print with ABS or ASA but wants to build a Voron. So all right, awesome people, have a wonderful week. And yeah, there might be another stream. The Creality K1 is supposed to show up today, but it might not show up till tomorrow, so there might be a spontaneous stream between now and this like weekend or this week. So it's probably going to be difficult for people not in the United States or Canada, because it's likely going to be later in US time because of work and stuff like that. But yeah, stay tuned. I'll post it in the Discord if that ends up being the case. So all right, everyone.